Dances with Kobolds. And tonight, we are playing Red Hand of Doom. But before I let Patrick take it away, please check out our doobly-doo down below for our Extra Life link, as well as our sister shows with the Heroes Wanted collective of shows. Without further ado, take it away, Patrick.
Thank you, Stephanie. Welcome, everyone, to tonight's session. Should be the final episode of our Preludes campaign. We should start Red Hand of Doom officially next session, depending on what these players do. Joining me tonight are...
Hello, everyone. I'm Born, playing Dr. Batney Aisen, the Thieving Artificer Extraordinaire.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chris. I'll be playing Maximilian T. Justice, Dragonborn, Paladin of Glory. I'm sorry for everyone down there who couldn't hear us below while we're sneaking up out of this cave. I'm Max T. Justice.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'll be playing Seymour Sunkiss, the Warlock Newspaper Man, and tonight's top story. Bumbling adventuring party takes 60 plus hours to get through the prologue.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tara. I should be playing Chirrup, the Kenku? Yes, Kenku, Bard of the College of Whispers.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm playing Molly Goldman, Socialist Cleric and Defender of the Proletariat.
And I am Brendan, and I am playing Julius, the Vidalcan Wizard.
In last session, our party, freeing a prisoner who was a member of the Grey Patriots, got the knowledge that a meeting was being held, negotiations between the Grey Patriots and Jarala and the Claws of Tiamat to perhaps start sharing the Iron Road and sharing the plunder that they get between the two. The Claws of Tiamat have also kidnapped Seymour's parents, and after multiple attempts to get information from him, he finally lied to them and told them that the cavern they are seeking is in a different part of the Vale than where it is. So hopefully part of the group has been sent on a wild goose chase while they attempted to infiltrate the King's Pyre, an ancient cave-filled cliffside. And they first attempted to go in through the bandits area, but in disturbing the Grey Patriots' chessboard schedule and signifier for their guards, set off some alarms. They retreated. They now have basically an hour that they have been able to give themselves by Chirrup imitating one of their lieutenants. So they then took a boat and tried to sneak around to the other side, managed to eventually subdue a couple of kobolds, and have crept across the upper part of the kobold encampment towards a small cave that you have scouted out, and you know there are kobolds and giant weasels inside, but as well as a small passageway which leads down to the larger cave below. During your travels, you also heard the two-headed winged kobold that you know to be one of the lieutenants in the kobold cult, speaking into what appeared to be a stone and talking to somebody over it, saying the time to attack is now. As you are heading towards this cave, Seymour, I will say you, with your passive perception, notice that above you is a body strapped to a tree up here.
Okay, right above the cave entrance. Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah, up there. But as well, you get the scent of smoke coming in from the distance, and you can see movement in the trees above.
I will point that out to the group, and looks like somebody else is planning a party tonight. Let's get this done.
Yep, let's go. And I'm going to cautiously, looking out for ambush, go to the next map.
Indeed.
I don't know where the entrance to the cave is.
Down into the south,
All right.
around the bend.
Were we positioned there, or were we positioned where we are?
You're positioned where you are.
All right.
Because you would just come to the left side of the map after taking care of the kobolds, and you can hear the sounds of weasels fighting and skirmishing, and the sounds of kobolds kind of cheering.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time imagining that. Could you try and make that sound?
I'll need you to bring that to life in the audio, please, Patrick.
Can't hear the audio.
No, I meant I need him to actually make noises himself, like Ian was suggesting.
They're
Oh.
asking impossible things of. All right.
Yeah. No, you can hear. Yeah, it's the sounds of like, and then the kobolds are sort of hooting and hollering, ooh, ooh, and yelling out in Draconic, and you can hear the sound of coins and stones kind of clinking.
Inspiration.
Well, he showed
That was
you.
great.
He showed you.
He did.
All right.
That's
All
why
right,
it
so
deserves
Maximilian,
inspiration.
you do have Pass Without Trace on currently.
Excellent.
So
and-
give me a
and
stealth roll then.
It is time for stealth.
And
Okay.
Index will go up with him invisible.
0 at disadvantage, not 19.
19. I mean, you are using what bushes and what cover you have, and are able to creep around and just peer inside the cave. And yeah, you see a small sort of central mud pit with these two giant weasels that are kind of circling and then leaning back and pawing at each other. And you see 4 kobolds that are cheering them on. And then there's a large stone near the back where you can see 4 more of these weasels are kind of chained up.
What's my deception? Pants. Okay. Who's a better liar here than me?
Yeah, and a ghastly stench sort of wafts out of here as well.
Stench of feces?
Feces, animals, just smells like maybe rotted food.
I see. Okay. Well, we could ambush him. I sort of beckon everyone forward. Because this might be time for an ambush.
I've pulled up the hood of my cloak, and I will be stealthing up already. How's my cloak working again? Good lord.
So it gives you advantage plus the Pass Without Trace, so advantage plus 10.
So, okay, how are we
Alright.
getting plus with Pass Without Trace?
One of you was able to cast it.
I'm trying to figure out who, because I know I couldn't.
I
And-
I think it was me.
Maybe it was, no, Nabil would be able to cast it.
No. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't have Pass Without
Is that
Trace.
the other group has passed that trace?
But the other,
No,
the
I
other
thought you
group-
guys cast it
I thought
to
we
climb
were
the
doing
cliffs. Yeah.
No, we talked about it. We were like, man, it would be really nice if we had passed that trace. We don't have any.
we
troops
had
or rangers.
guidance and we had the animated rope.
What level is Pass Without Trace?
It is
It's
a
a second level
spell.
Oh,
So there's only there's only 2 spellcasters in the group who have second level spells, and I'm
And
pretty
neither of
sure
us is druid.
Steph doesn't have Pass Without Trace.
Let me see.
No, it's not a cleric spell. I don't think.
No,
just check.
Like you'd have to be like a nature domain cleric, probably.
I have.
no. Even then, you don't get it.
Sorry.
Baka got it from his staff and from going druid.
All right. Well then, Maximilian, you rolled a
No.
9 on your stealth.
I have silence and hold person and locate object.
Yeah.
Silence. That's what we cast. We cast silence.
That's what we. Yeah,
Yeah.
silence.
Okay.
Well, I
you want me to
wouldn't have
cast silence on the center or no?
been- Well, I wouldn't have been sneaking up here if I was Mr. Clanky Pants here.
Yeah, we would have sent Chirrup
It-
or
Yeah, we would have.
Index is invisible, so
Yeah.
Index. It would have been silly if
And
like,
you have already scouted this way, so and it is very noisy coming out of this cave, so it's not difficult for you to sneak up. And besides, a kobold has a passive perception of 8.
Oh, okay. Hooray! Maximilian T. Justice is the quietest paladin that ever was.
Yeah,
Actually,
you do
you
notice a couple of some of the weasels in the back start like kind of sniffing and yipping.
Okay, everyone. On the count of 3, rush them.
what about silence then shatter?
Wait, on
They're all
3?
grgrouped up.
That
I
literally
Or when you
doesn't
say
work.
3?
That doesn't
do we-
work.
1, 2, 3 go, or 1, 2 go on 3?
Chirrup will nod. Excuse me. Chirrup will nod excitedly at the mention of shatters. Like, yeah. Let's do that. Let's push it up.
no,
Okay.
we
What-
cannot.
Okay, why not?
no.
Let's push it up.
No, because
Ah,
we don't want to.
Because we're still in the middle of the bigger camp.
Yeah.
So
everyone-
Let me just position where you guys are.
Oh yeah, don't do shatter.
Yeah.
I have a
So yes, you know down the path are a larger group of kobolds with what appeared to be an ogre, and the main encampment is just down below you as well.
Here's my question on the rules of shatter and the laws of sound transference. If we were to silence the mouth of the cave, but cast shatter within the cave proper, not overlapping an area of silence.
We believe that the
Would
cave
this-
links up to the other cave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's stairs down. We already saw them.
I have a question about the
We'll just be
weasels.
playing the other cave like a giant musical instrument.
The weasels, are they the ones that are chained up? Do they look like they're unhappy about being chained up? Like if we release them somehow, would they attack the kobolds likely?
Give me an animal handling check.
That's a 6, Patrick.
You have no idea.
Okay. How about this? I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and then we'll go. Make sense?
And just
You're
what
using
ready
fingers,
actions?
right?
I'm sorry.
If we
You can't
surprise-
ready actions outside of combat.
Shit.
If we surprise the kobolds, we could easily kill all 4 of them before they could sound the alarm.
Yes. So let's do that.
So we're aiming for kobolds. Got it.
Yeah. All right. So 3, 2, 1, go, and then we go. Ready?
All
What
right.
are we
Are you
aiming
going to
for?
try and go in stealthily, or are you just going to charge in? Because charging in will not get you a surprise round.
Stealthily.
Stealthily.
Yep.
All right. Everybody, give me a stealth check, please.
Yay!
Am I able to guidance myself
Wait,
first?
before we do
Yes,
this,
you are.
I
Yep,
guidance
you,
myself first.
before we do
you've
this,
got some
you know what?
time, so
I will
yeah,
guidance. I will guidance Maximilian.
all right, before we do this,
Something-
Molly, could you cast silence where at the mouth of the cave?
I can cast silence at the mouth of the cave.
Because then Maximilian would not have disadvantage because he wouldn't
Alright.
be making noise,
All right,
and
but
neither
that
would
means
Batman.
no spellcasters in roughly
Yes.
this area.
Yeah.
But it would mean
Alright.
that Maximilian and Badmay could potentially run in without disadvantage.
Yeah, we would place it so it wouldn't overlap any of our foes, so they wouldn't notice necessarily that. Okay, is there any boisterous or noticeable sound from outside of the cave that they would potentially be hearing in the cave? Because I don't want to screw us over like last time.
give us a perception check.
And do we want to move that further out onto the landing? Because right now, in one turn, I can't get through the silence.
Well, you and me stand outside of it, Ian.
Oh, we'll just stay out here. Got it.
Yeah, we don't need
There-
to go in.
There is noise in and around the camp, but it is nowhere near as noisy as what's going on inside the cave, so you don't think sound being disrupted from outside would be noticed.
Okay. Then stealthing it, and it is.
All right. Roll it back.
'Cause, yeah.
Okay. And I will pantomime 3, 2, 1, and mouth the word go, and then we go.
All right.
Stealthing.
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 Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, with that 7, the kobolds do see you as you come through. They don't necessarily hear you, but they see
No.
you before.
Not Max's 3 as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm super great. Okay.
Yeah. So you guys can all take your movement into the cave, and we will roll initiative. But yeah, there is no surprise. You have been spotted.
20.
I'm not going in that
30.
cave.
I'm moving
just
right
gonna
up to this
do.
guy.
All
Pew,
right.
I'm standing where I am.
Oh my god, you're about to get me killed. All right, let's do this.
Oh, come on, guys. Oh, wait, I haven't used any of my...
Index is gonna give Max the help action.
We get help.
Oh wait, 5 more. Oh, I gotta roll initiative. Shit. 1 second.
And this is why the paladin shouldn't try to sneak up anywhere.
Yo, I did everything I could.
You absolutely
I
did.
gave you guidance.
I
You'd
appreciate.
still
Seymour
rolled a
got a
3 with it.
0.
I rolled a 3.
Do I get to go?
It's an underflow.
I rolled a 3 with your guy.
You have -2, and you have a -1 initiative. You rolled down to 19.
I'm pretty sure that this isn't an unsigned integer. An unsigned, I don't know, 10-bit integer?
Well, I only have a -1 to my deck, so yeah, that makes sense. -1 initiative.
All right. First up is the kobold that you charge up to, Maximilian.
Of course.
And as a bonus action, it is going to disengage
There's
from
nothing
you.
I can do. There's nothing I can do to prevent this.
Actually,
The
as a
entire
reaction, when you end your turn, it can automatically move away.
Yep. He's 100 feet down. The alarms have all been raised. Like, we're already made. Like, there's nothing we can do to stop this.
He is going to turn and throw a javelin at you. That is a 24 to hit for 4 piercing damage. How the hell did he get a... Oh, wow. Natural 19. Okay. And then he is going to, first up, release 2 of these kobolds.
You mean weasels?
Is that not
Yeah,
Max?
I assume you mean
weasels.
weasels. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other 2 weasels on that side.
Yep,
This
the
guy...
Weasels are
is-
trained.
Yeah. This guy will... Oh, he will throw a javelin as well, as he has... Now, like, that is only an 18. It just bounces harmlessly off your armor. And he will... He will move to there and begin sort of shrieking. Takes us to Churup. You cannot hear any of this because you are currently enmeshed in silence. But you can
Alright,
see this guy is, you can see his mouth is opening as if he is sort of yelling.
Yep, and I would know that I am in the silence spell and how big it is, so I will
Yep.
step back a little bit so I'm out of it, and I am going to drop Fairy Fire.
Ooh, nice.
So that is I have to increase my charisma. DC 13.
All right. So 3 weasels.
This isn't the other game where, you know, your bard has a DC of 21.
That is a 16, a 21, and a 6. So and for the kobold, that is exactly a 13.
Okay.
There's 4 weasels.
There's 4, so 1 more weasel.
And then I will.
That is a 23.
I tried. And then I will step back a bit to kind of get a line of sight of everybody. Yeah, I can't see anyone, so I'm assuming no one can see me. Oh, I will. Right, I'm not a rogue yet. Okay, I was going to say bonus action hide, but no. That'll be it
Alright.
for me.
Julius.
Somehow I swear I clicked the initiative button, but my owl did not end up in initiative. But it also didn't pop up, so I guess that's probably it didn't go through.
Don't see it. Roll it now.
Yeah, I am now.
Done.
Yep. I'm gonna need a second little spell spot on a fucking kobold. Gonna move there. And precisely 60 feet away from me is this kobold, and I'm going to try and hold person him.
Ooh, all right.
And I'm gonna rely on Max to finish him off.
I'm about to be very surrounded by weasels.
That is a 15 on his save.
So that saves, because it is DC 14, I believe. Yeah.
Seriously, just shoot these guys.
I think Index is going to take care of him. All right. Any movement? Any bonus action?
No, that was great use of a spell slot in a turn.
All right. Index.
I'm going to get him to a point where, let's see, who does it look like Max is going after? Same guy? Or is he gonna go after?
I was going after this guy. The guy who's run out and started to yell, so yeah.
All right, Index will do the help action on him if he starts to yell.
The giant weasels
are going to prevent me from getting anywhere near that guy. That's what I keep saying. Right there.
This one. Oh crap, they've got 40 feet of movement. He's gonna go bam. All right. Sadly, they don't have pack tactics.
Sadly.
That is a 9. Hey, that is a 20, which still doesn't hit. Oh wait, your AC is 20. So that is 4 piercing damage. That is a 12. A 7. Hey, a 21 for 5 piercing. 5. And one more. A 21 to hit for 7 piercing.
Okay, I'm at 2 hit points.
Not bad for weasels. Okay, why does Julius have 2 initiatives?
Because he's
That's
just that good.
really confusing.
Maybe you hit yourself twice instead of your owl.
No, but I literally shift-clicked my owl to get the initiative up.
Yeah, weird. Either way, that takes us to Molly.
I cheat up the roll initiative, rather.
Okay.
You are currently ensconced in silence.
I will take 1 step out. Boop. And I will do healing word on Max.
It's kind of cute watching all these weasels run up and over Max, but then you see the blood start to spray out.
I kind of chuckled to myself and say, like brings like, and then I see all the blood, and I'm like, oh crap. So higher level cast, and then I'm going to do Sacred Flame.
On?
Whichever one looks the weakest.
None of them have been injured.
One of the weasels, then. Just pick one.
Okay.
Closest, I guess.
I'll take that guy, because if he goes, Max will have a path to the skirmisher.
Perfect.
That is an 18, no damage.
Great. I tried! Don't die, you big behemoth!
That was the other game.
Takes us to Maximilian.
Okay. I'm going to try bringing out... lightning breath because it's about the only thing I can do right now. And it has to emerge from me. I couldn't do this, could I?
Nope. That's the start of it. So
yeah. All right. So in that case,
coming from you, I would say you could get these 4. Like you'll get the 2 in front of you, that guy and that guy.
that's kind of what I was trying to get.
Yeah.
Like basically that.
One more up will get you this guy. Like
All
it's that corner you would get.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying, and as soon as I can twist it, you know what I'm doing.
Yeah. All right. So 1 kobold and 3 weasels.
Yeah. Where is my breath weapon?
Oh, yes. Nice damage.
Fortunately, it's a dex save. It is half damage though.
Well, that is enough to take out
Yeah, I think kobolds
That
have like
weasel?
5 hit points.
this weasel critically succeeds, so only takes 5. Still alive. The weasels have more hit points. That is a 12. This weasel is dead. And the kobold. Not natural 20, but 5 is still enough to kill him.
Excellent. And 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks of opportunity are about to come my way. This might kill me. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to try. All right, 20 armor class. Let's see if you're worth it. I'm gonna run up to him and try to shield. No, I can't shield bash him.
Okay.
Your breath is still an attack action, isn't it?
It is an attack action.
Yeah.
So let's see
Yeah,
if I
go with the
survive
shield
it.
bash.
Let's see if I survive it.
All right. 6. 24 for 7 piercing. A 7. And a 10.
All right. 7. Contest a 7 athletics, please.
They are
Well-
a dex-based creature.
Yeah, their
they have
strength
athletics.
is 7.
Yep. Yeah.
That is a 4.
All right. So he's knocked prone.
Yes, he is knocked prone.
I can see you get nipped in the heel, come up, go, and still push him over.
Yeah. So I'm back down to 4 hit points, and that's me.
I just healed you!
Is
He
doing
can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
See a
That-
very angry Molly.
Yeah, but when don't I see a very angry Molly?
True.
That takes us to Charon.
When someone signs her charter.
There you go.
Help action against that one. And then what's the I guess just here and up in the air.
All right.
There's no way for my owl to block the passageway, is there?
No. Your owl's not that large. All right, kobolds. The last kobold is going to run here and
Yell really loudly.
No, throw a javelin at me. Or sling.
They have slings.
Well, they could have
generally.
javelins.
Yeah, they could have javelins. They just slings.
they could, but it's a clay jar that smashes and insects start crawling all over you, Badme. And that, however, is a 10, so it just silently lands beside you and the insects just kind of scatter around on the ground. And this kobold looks a little defeated. And we'll just run away over there, which takes us to Badme. There's a group of insects on the ground next to you that just flitter away in the silence.
So Badmate will rush forward to here, screaming her head off silently. And
Arms above her head.
I assume it was this one in the back here that the owl gave help to, Churn?
Yeah, the one way in the back.
Yeah, so she's gonna lay into it with her version of silence. Oh my god, the damage! Oh,
Hits for 2 piercing.
Yeah, it's real bad. We have really bad rolls this campaign, just in general.
Any more movement? Any bonus actions?
Not really. Actually, I've got 5 more feet of movement. I'm still in the silence here, aren't I?
Yep.
So I wouldn't have heard my footsteps, so I wouldn't have tried casting my spell. So, no, I'm done.
Okay. Seymour, bottom of the round.
Bottom is just, last first. And did Max use that help action on that kobold when he did his athletics?
Nope, because he did a shield bash, not an
Yeah.
attack.
And because I was surrounded by weasels, I couldn't attack him. That's why I kept saying, shoot them.
Oh, then let's finish off that kobold, and I will use Seymour's attack action to use Index's reaction to attack. And he's
got 3 different
prone,
sources
right?
of advantage.
Yep.
He's got a help, invisibility, and prone.
ooh, 12. But it's a kobold, so that might hit.
Does not hit.
Oh.
Just misses.
No, there's no way I can give him any other bonus, so...
Do you have inspiration?
Do I have inspiration? That's a good question. Let's see. Zoom. No.
All right. Well, we're made.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
about to
is
be devoured by
Index
weasels.
invisible anymore?
That was an attack action, so no.
All right. This guy stands up. Bonus action disengages,
Yep.
but can only move 15 feet. But is yelling and shrieking. I mean, it's noisy in this cave, so you're not sure how far it's traveling, and that guy did not get far. This guy's going to swing around the corner at you, Maximilian, with a javelin. That, however, is a 19, which you just bat aside with your shield.
Thank God.
He's trying to live these next few rounds.
I'll see what I can do. Those weasels have just been utterly vicious.
Yeah,
Slowly losing my spell slots, guys.
this guy dashes and disappears down around the corner.
Yep.
Now,
Shut up!
All right, let me peek around the corner, see what I can see here.
So you see a small kobold next to Badme. You see one of the glowing weasels still. 4 of them are still alive. And you see Maximilian, Charon, and Index down
Yeah,
a darkened
sure.
passageway that leads off deeper into the rocks.
Max is looking pretty rough.
Does he see this guy?
Hang on, let me see if I can. Yeah, but I think with the angle, like I can see him, but I don't think Chirp can, just based on the angle.
No, you're going for the rock.
Yeah. So I don't see him, but I see Max is looking pretty rough, and looks like I'm still in the silence, so I'll back up. And I'm gonna be a good little healer bird. And we're gonna give you a healing word at a level 2 here, Max, for my bonus action.
Yay.
And then for my action, I'm going to go for that weasel that's lit up like with the fairy fire. See if
Alright.
maybe I can take him down. Oh, I still have the repeating crossbow.
You do, yes.
That hits for 6 piercing damage. They are injured but alive.
Alright, so let's see, what was my movement? 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'll just... Man, might as well stay where I am.
All
That's
right.
it for me.
Julius.
Julius is going to take a shot at the one that is all the way over here.
Go for it.
An 18.
18 hits for 10 fire damage. They are blasted and blackened and injured, but still on their feet. Barely.
This first gear cantrip stuff. That's like as much damage as I can possibly do. And Julius is going to start making his way into the silence.
All right. That takes us to Index.
Help action.
Okay. Giant weasels will... 2 of them will head to Badme. 2 are going to continue on to Max. So the one's on Badme. That is a 6, which misses. And a 12, which misses on Maximilian. That is a 17, which misses. And a 12, which misses. Molly.
Alright, I'm doing second first, same as the first. Got a healing word. I'm just doing it at a level 1. Woohoo!
Thank you.
Ah, crud. Secret Flaming, whichever looks the weakest.
That'd be that guy. That is a failure. Still alive. Maximilian.
All right, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna tank my hits. Let's see if that works. Come to here.
Okay. That is a 22 to hit for 5 piercing and the 9 which misses.
All right. First things first, I'm going to attempt to shield bash him. Nat 20.
Oh yeah, you smack him to the ground.
Okay. And then 17 to hit for that much damage.
More than enough to kill him.
Okay.
You needed that advantage to hit him, though. You can see the other kobold is about 15 feet further down the passageway.
Do I see anybody else with him?
Not yet. You
All
see
right.
the passageway curves down for about 25 feet, and it's still dark.
Okay. I'm going to move 20 feet off the map. And I'm gonna
Now, your dark vision, you are going into darkness.
Okay, so I have no dark vision, so I can't see beyond that point then.
Yeah, you see there's a little bit of light at the far end of the tunnel, but this tunnel passageway itself is dark.
There's nothing I can do, guys. He's gonna reach the end.
Okay. You charge after him.
I'll charge after him.
Charon,
How far down the passageway is it?
you have no idea.
How, like, does...
It curves from where Charon is. He cannot see it.
Alright.
As he flies there, it's about 15 feet from where he is now.
Fly the rest of the way.
Okay.
Help action. Squawk kinda, like, decently at Max to try to give him, a general idea of where it is. Like, I do what I can with the
All
dark
right.
vision.
That takes us to the kobold. It is going to... Julius, you'll get an attack of opportunity as a kobold rushes past you.
Oh boy. That's a 7.
That misses, but you see this kobold run as fast and hard as it can outside the cave and open its mouth, and just nothing comes out. And so it just kind of looks around surprised and is going to look around at the three of you and just raise its arms. Takes us to Badme.
All right. I will switch up to my scalpel and try and slice open the glowing one.
Okay. Oh, that hits. That is enough to take it out.
And then I will just silently roar at the remaining one as a... actually, wait. No. Yeah, no, I will. I'm going to stay where I am. No. I'm actually going to move around to the other side of it.
All right. Takes us to Seymour. You've got a silently screaming kobold in front of you who looks like he's ready to surrender.
Yeah, no prisoners. They took my parents prisoner. Let's bonus action hex him. Dexterity. Hexterity. And give him some bad news.
Yeah. You blast him and the necrotic energy finishes him off.
And I will move 30 feet forward.
Okay. Your ears pop as you go in and out of the silence.
Only enough distance to go in.
You killed the guy surrendering.
Yeah, Seymour's a little ticked off right now.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Castle Doctrine extends to where the kidnappers live.
The Frank Castle Doctrine, maybe.
Okay, that was good. Inspiration.
That was hilarious, yes.
So yeah, presumably the skirmisher just, like, disappears down the tunnel somewhere.
He does.
Well, I got no hope of catching him. He's way faster than me. Because he's a rogue.
Takes us to Chirrup.
Chirrup is slightly impressed that Seymour actually took that one out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Fire at that... Oh, sorry, that weasel there by Badme.
Okay.
2! Oh, sorry, no advantage. 13.
13 just hits. More than enough to take out his last 4 hit points.
Excellent. That was my movement. That was my action. You guys could use some healing, but you're looking okay for now. So that'll be it for Chirrup.
You can't heal where you are anyway.
Right.
Julius.
Julius has a plan. We have... Is Julius wearing one of those gray cloaks?
I think we're all wearing the gray cloaks.
We're all wearing the gray cloaks?
Yep.
Julius is going to take... Okay, I have a weird question. Do kobolds bleed the same color of blood that most humanoids do?
Yes.
Alright. Julius is going to mentally think to Charon, get Max to come back here. We've killed all of the kobolds, right? Except
there's
for the one
one
that got
left.
away?
There's Weasel.
No, he hasn't got away yet. He's right in front of Max, isn't he?
Well, he ran
he
into the darkness
disappeared.
away from Max.
Dude, he's a rogue. He can dash.
He's a rogue with dark vision. Maximilian is a paladin without it.
Yeah, and he can dash as a bonus action. He can move 90 feet and around, or 75 or whatever. I can't match him.
Julius is going to take off his cloak, dip it in the blood of this kobold, and put it in this bush like it got snagged, and start to lead the try and get the party to come with him back towards the cliff.
The prisoners are still in there.
They are, but we are not equipped to deal with this entire camp right now. Max is almost dead. We're almost out of healing.
I mean, Index can catch up to him on his next round, maybe. No, I guess not. Oh, potentially.
The only one who can catch up to him is my familiar, and my familiar cannot make attack rolls. I think we should retreat. I can't communicate this to any of you because I'm silenced. But I think
Hand signals.
I as a player think the best course of action right now is to try and play the two groups against each other again.
Well, the other group thinks that some sort of lizard man attacked them, some sort of dragony dude attacked them. These guys saw a bunch of gray cloaks come up the cave.
And kill several of them. Conveniently kill all of the ones who can currently see what I'm doing.
Yeah, incidentally, there's 2 weasels here still.
Yes. I assume... Would that be my object interaction, or would that have been my action? To, dip it in the blood and throw it on the bush.
Dipping it in the blood would be your object interaction. Putting it in the bush, I would say give me either a performance or deception or survival, your choice, to see how well you do with this.
15.
You think you've done a pretty reasonable job. And it is then you hear the howl of wolves echo from the woods around the pyre. You see crows take flight from the treetops, and a cold breeze blows in from the sea as a dark figure emerges from cover behind you. It wears an iron helmet hammered into the shape of a dragon skull and wields a rusty axe. Tusks rise from its pig-like jaws. For the Scaled Lords, it snarls and leaps forward. And you see coming out of the darkness behind it at least a half a dozen more of these.
Oh, shit.
I don't think... should I keep up silence anymore?
No,
or should we
probably
just
not.
Get in the cave.
Alright. Running.
Now, as it sees you, Julius, it hesitates for a second. Sees what you're doing and just says, "Are you with the robbers or with Jarala?"
He said for the Scale Lord, correct?
He did.
Have I heard that phrase before?
Give me a history check.
Maybe in my book reading that I did. I clicked it.
Oh, hasn't come through yet. Wow, double nat ones.
Scale Lord is not in my notes.
Yeah, it's not a name you've heard, but you know the Scaled Lords would refer to dragons.
Yeah, I put one and one together there, but I was...
Yeah, and you do know that two-headed kobold was telling somebody to come attack. But why would they be attacking this side? What do you respond, Julius? It raises this rusted axe.
Neither.
Then you will step out of our way while we deal with the heretic. And we will kill you last.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, however temporary.
the fuck does he just kind of looks confused.
We have a common enemy for now, apparently.
Get out of my way, then.
Yep, Julie. I can't. I am currently out of movement for this turn.
Then they will charge past you down this pathway, and you hear them attack the kobolds that appeared to have the ogre with them about 25 feet further down the path from you. And you hear one of them scream out, "It's just a scarecrow!" And sounds of battle erupt beneath you.
The ogre was a scarecrow? That's pretty funny.
Yep. That takes us to Index.
He's gonna go down the tunnel. Does he reach that kobold with 80 feet of movement? Sounds like probably
He does not. You can see that kobold is now at the bottom of that elongated passageway, and you can see the other kobolds, and that all sort of turn and look as Index is no longer invisible.
Do they have how far away are we?
If you flew your full 80 feet, I would say you are now 20 feet away from that kobold. But you see there are, a half dozen other kobolds in this main cave, including a winged kobold that takes flight towards Index.
Alrighty. That's all I can do for right now is double move.
All right. The weasels. They're just going to disengage and scamper away.
Yeah, Pauly Shore's career never did last that long.
Wheeze the juice. So they're going to, they just dash away and try and avoid. Churup, you will get an attack of opportunity on that one as it goes out of your area.
Okay, stab him.
Sure can.
Stabby. Aww.
You do not hit. That takes us to Molly.
Okay, so these guys are not going to kill us?
They have charged past you and attacked the group that is beneath you, in between you and the camp.
Should I... okay. I'm just kind of looking almost amazed, and I give a thumbs up to Julius.
Julius happened to say the right thing.
And, okay, so Maximilian looks stable right now, but if I try and cast into the silence, it's still... Sacred Flame would still work. Yeah, it's only...
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm thinking like Thunder Shatter wouldn't work.
No.
No, but there's no one else here, though. Like, the orcs are way down the path?
Yeah, so basically this is what you're seeing. The group that has gone past you is charging and fighting the kobolds below, heading towards the main camp. And you guys have this cave. You also know there's another entrance to that cave down below where the orcs are headed.
Okay, if I manage to like reconnect with these guys at some point, I'm gonna be like, we should go through the cave. Those orcs are making their way towards Jarella's camp.
Nobody on the outside of the cave or in the silence can hear you.
I'm assuming at some point we're gonna reconnect. Unless we're still in combat turns.
I thought we're still in initiative because the kobolds knew because that guy got away. They're coming up the tunnel right now.
Yep.
We should be prepping ourselves for their attack.
They haven't started swarming up. They've also started hearing fighting outside. So which way do you guys want to go?
I'm going towards the prisoners, so Seymour heads down to the tunnel.
All right.
If nobody
Julius
else
and
is.
Molly, yeah, you can hear horns begin to bellow from above, and you see a burning battle standard appear through the trees, carried by a large group of screaming humanoids. This warband charges down the wooden slope towards the large statue, battle cries filling the air as orcs and other humanoids with this massive draconic battle standard have appeared across the top of the cliff.
So now there's orcs too?
You guys don't hear any of this because you are still in the silence spell.
I thought you
But
dropped.
that was just Molly and Julius.
Okay.
So if you all reconnect back up into the cave,
Drop
Seymour-
silence. There's no point in drop. I don't think there's a point in keeping silence up now. Should I
No.
drop it?
Silence did, like, the fact that that second one ran out.
Yep, it protected you guys. I will say you are out of combat for this, but you know the group down in the cave knows you're here. But there's also sounds of fighting across the top of this whole pyre right now.
As we reconnect, Seymour spends 2 actions to unsummon and resummon Index back here.
Okay.
All right, what are we doing? We know the prisoners are down there. There's how many kobolds did you see, Index? And Index will say how many I ever saw.
Did Index see any prisoners?
He did the when we were doing the scouting originally. This cave.
Yep.
That's why we chose this cave. It connects to the prisoner cave. That's what's at the bottom of the stairs.
Yep, there were 8 prisoners, half a dozen kobolds, and plus the skirmisher now. So 7 kobolds, 8 prisoners down there. There's a large fire in the center of this cave, and there were some baskets stacked against the far wall. But they know you're coming now.
Okay.
But there is also now, sounds of battle down below.
So there's a group of orcs fighting for some guy called the Scale Lord. Is there anyone in this entire Vale that isn't part of some sort of dragon cult?
I am not part of some dragon cult, Maximilian T.
Are you sure about that?
Sure,
Maybe you're
Bruce,
part of one
and-
and you just don't know about it.
And before we get into combat again, Index will come over and give Maximilian a soothing bomb.
Yay! 2d4 plus 8?
2d8 plus 2.
2d8 plus 2. Okay.
How many of those do we have left?
We have, I was just about to double check. I know we have at least 1. We might have 2.
Is that d8 part of your healing? What is that d8?
Oh, it only rolled 1d8. Sorry, it's supposed to be 2d8s. 1 second. $12.
Alright. I'm happy with this.
All right, you head down this passageway. The main passage ends this way.
That was the last. Oh, sorry.
There is a wall here that seems to have a platform or plateau up at the top that you might be able to climb up to.
Okay, I'm liking that. Let's get a scout up there.
Index can fly up.
As Index flies up,
Oh,
there
turning
is
invisible as he goes up.
too late there, Mr. Man.
Patrick,
Yes.
should there be 2 copies of us on this map? We're in the top
Oh
and
yeah,
bottom quarters.
it depends which way you wanted to enter.
Listen, I'm perfectly fine having somebody competent down there for once. No, all right.
I feel like I should be insulted.
That is a 15 to hit Index.
I thought you couldn't ready to action outside of combat.
These guys are waiting for you.
That sounds pretty ready to action to me. And sorry, that was how much? 15 damage?
Nope, 15 to hit for 9 piercing damage.
Resist it, because it's not magical, I hope.
Yeah, what type of damage was it? Sorry?
Straight piercing.
Yep, that's resistant.
So takes 4.
Yep. AC 13.
Yep, so the 15 hits for 4 piercing damage.
But what does Index see while he's getting javelined or whatever?
Index has already seen this area. So Index can see there are a whole bunch of kobolds that are ducked behind rocks or tucked into corners, and a winged kobold across the way that is scanning the top of this sort of passageway.
What do your imp eyes see? Okay.
I mean, we're in initiative now.
Yep, time to roll initiative.
Initiative. Better.
Okay, this time, Owl, I have you selected.
Not great.
That's a lot of captives.
Yep. Can you guess which one Seymour's dead?
That would be the short one in the upper left.
I don't know, do you think? I thought it might be the one that looks like him.
I think it's this one right here.
Yeah, definitely that one.
This is a very buff-looking kobold you have down here, Patrick.
It's a kobold bruiser.
Is it still small?
It is.
It almost looks like Scrappy Doo in the Scooby Doo
It's a
live
good one,
action
yeah.
movie.
Let me at him. Let me at him.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can't make fun of that guy. That guy's a fucking barbarian or something. He'll kick all of our asses.
That one has a hatchet.
All right. Yeah, the bruiser moves down next to one of the prisoners, and you can just see raises a war pick over top of one of their heads. That takes us to Julius.
I'm trying to see how this line works. Great.
Oh, what alignment am I? Lawful neutral. I'm not good.
He had a good.
Do I... Like, we can't surrender because they're threatening hostages.
We just gotta kill them all.
I don't think he's threatening the hostages. I think he's about to slaughter the hostages.
Is he, like, staring at us waiting to see what we do? Or is he, like, in the middle of swinging to try and kill the hostages anyway?
It's dark, he can't see us.
He has been
60
told you
feet
are
of vision.
there. So, and there is a campfire giving off light here, but yeah, he is waiting, and he's not looking up at you guys. He's looking, he's looking off. So, give me an insight check, Julius.
Have a good spell to deal with him. 12.
He is looking at what you presume is maybe their boss to see what to do, but yeah, he is ready to bring that war pick down.
Wait, which one is the boss?
You don't know.
He's looking at his boss.
You can see he's looking off in this direction, but you can't see around that rock wall.
Can I see the guy up top with the wings?
Nope.
Okay. Julius is gonna go there. I don't see a positive outcome arising from us not just opening fire.
Neither do I. I was planning on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna move down to here. and he's in the light, right? The one
A
I was aimed at?
sling hits you for 6 bludgeoning damage.
What's the attack roll?
That is a 22.
All right. Well, I can't shield that. So you said 6.
Yep.
Be out of my way.
And I'm just gonna firebolt that guy
All right.
because I still don't have a whole lot of deal damage spells, unfortunately.
That hits for 5 fire damage, which sends him rocketing back off of the logs, smoldering and smoking.
And then I will move back that 15 feet.
All right. As that
And report
happens,
the number of
this
kobolds.
kobold brings the war pick down and takes out that hostage. Charon.
Uh-oh.
Given that I had, we've seen several readied actions go off as we've entered the cave.
The ones that went off against you, they had the top initiative.
Oh, okay. There was 2 of them. Like they both flung at me and only 1 hit.
That takes us to Charon.
1 second. Sharon is under max.
I mean, I can move it. I'm still worried about him. I'm gonna hold back and wait.
Okay, I was going to suggest you give me advantage against the big guy, but okay.
Because before I realized that, I was gonna do that anyway.
Right. At least I have an initial idea of what I want to do.
Padme.
All right.
You hear a group of rocks tumble down the wall there as this winged kobold moves off to the side and makes a lot of noise.
Yeah. I'm thinking Brute Boy. He needs to eat some Firebolt. I don't know of anything else we can do that. Actually, no. I'll go with the winged guy because I can actually see him.
Yeah, the brute is so far away, and so like you have to go so far out to have a shot at him.
And he's got a bit
Yeah.
of cover from this giant rock in the center of this cave.
Yeah.
And the hostage is rich, so if he dies, we can just have him pay for his own resurrection.
17 hits the winged kobold, and you can see part of his wing catch fire.
It's a fake wing.
No, it's a real wing. It smolders and burns as your firebolt hits him. It's thin
All
skin.
right. That's my turn.
All right. Yeah, the skirmisher is going to keep going after Index.
What a dick.
That is a critical hit for 12, so reduced to 6 piercing damage.
Yeah, that's all he had left.
All right. And then he will just slide back here to stay out of sight of you guys. Maximilian.
Okay, here is how I envision this going, and I don't know if this is going to work particularly great. But, yeah, I should be okay. I should be able to get those guys as long as I launch from, like, there. So, Max is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Stop right there.
Okay.
Give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
7.
7. You feel something tighten around your ankle as you are You fall prone and then are hoisted magically up in the air, and you are hanging 3 feet above the ground where you are currently restrained.
That's perfectly fine. I don't need to. I don't need to do much about that. 13. See, this is why I wanted help against that guy. So Javelin of Lightning along this line. So,
Neither
Alright.
familiar could have
Come
gotten
on.
there and had an action to help you.
Yeah. So I might not be able to hit that kobold in the middle. But it doesn't matter because 13 almost certainly doesn't hit him. Or does it?
It does not. Doesn't hit that guy at the bottom. 13 does hit this guy at the front, though.
Actually, no. Everyone in the line has the dex saves. The end one
yeah,
that gets the
it's-
attack roll.
Yeah, it stops at him.
That is a 13 from the guy at the front.
Completely, yeah. So that's I don't care about the kobold at the front. But
Hey, oh.
I mean, I'll kill him. That's great. But
Yep, the second one gets a 16. The bruiser gets an 8 and fails. So
Okay.
he fails his dex save.
all right, so 17 or half that for lightning.
Ooh. Half of 17 wipes them all out anyway.
Okay, that's what I wanted. I wanted to kill the bruiser. So he doesn't get stuck with it, but he does get zapped with it.
So it like slows down and he catches it and grins, but then this lightning trail hits him and zaps him.
Yeah, basically. And yeah, I'm just gonna look up at the the winged kobold and be like, "Weren't expecting that, were you?"
He laughs and then drops a rock on you.
Oh, you petty bitch!
That's what he was waiting for.
Hmm.
With advantage, that is a 20 to hit for 6 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Molly.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I can see the winged one, right?
Yes.
Okay, time for Sacred Flame!
That is a 20 for it. Avoids it for no damage.
Alright, I need to save my spell slots, Max. Hang in there.
I'll see what I can do.
Takes us to Chuck.
All right.
Wait, did Julius just laugh at a joke?
No, Brandon did.
Who's the one? I don't think I can see the one that was killing the hostages, can I? Or is he dead
He's-
already?
Oh, he's dead. He got
He's
lightning
dead.
blasted by
Dead.
Maximilian.
Okay, which of these two guys is holding or carrying metal?
You can't see this guy because he's actually around the corner on the rock. This guy, neither of them are wearing metal. This guy is
Okay.
carrying rocks and flies.
Okay, let me see if I.
Why is he carrying
how-
flies around?
You'll see in a second.
Because I get covered in flies.
Best I can do is just shoot him with a crossbow bolt right now. Why do I have that on still?
Best you can do is more than what you needed.
He dead?
He is
Yes.
dead.
So since I don't know about that guy in the corner there, I'm going to keep him in 4. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Oh, there he is.
Yep.
Back up 5 feet.
Now,
All right.
Done. That's it for me.
because I was being held up by a magical snare,
Still are.
okay, I'll have to deal with that.
End of your turn. Next round, you get to make a. Oh, actually, no. End of your turn. Yeah, give me a dex save with disadvantage, please.
D is for Dex. 3.
You are still hoisted, swinging magically 3 feet off the ground.
By somebody
That takes
else's
us-
card.
To Seymour.
I am annoyed.
I can't target that one kobold there, right?
Which kobold where? Nope, he is around the corner.
All right, then.
Round the corner. There's another dude up on the hill there.
Oh, I can't see him either.
No, you know there's someone up there that killed Index, though.
Yep. So I'm gonna ready to action. Next kobold I see. Blast him with bad news.
All right. Takes us to this guy. So, fire away. As he makes a run for the cave entrance.
Oof.
13 hits for 2 force. He is shot but still running. That takes us to this guy who's going to move forward and throw a sawtooth steel ring at you, Chirrup. Give me a dexterity saving throw, please. This
do?
metal trap snaps shut on your leg, and you suffer 3 piercing damage.
Okay.
Your movement is reduced by 5 feet, and you cannot take reactions.
Threw a bear trap at him.
Yep.
Pretty much.
He's going to use the rest of his movement to get over there, and he rifles through some of those baskets.
Did he move past me?
Not within your reach.
Oh, all right.
Julius.
I have a shot at the one who ran sort of outside, right?
You do?
We can even go all the way down to here. Actually, get a better shot. Not have... or have less cover, hopefully. I'm going to take a firebolt at him to hopefully stop him from getting away.
All right.
Question.
Yes.
Am I in the light of the fire pit right now?
Yes.
Ah. Then that one.
Roll me percentile dice, please.
$19-1.
Your spell backfires, causing a small explosion, makes you fall and bump your head. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Another nat one.
Wow! You take 6 bludgeoning damage and are knocked unconscious.
Christ. What if I don't actually take the damage because of my ward? Do I still get knocked unconscious?
Yes, you do. Takes us to Charon.
Is this the kind of unconscious where somebody can use its action to wake me up?
You don't know.
Sharon is just gonna fly over here then and give the help action.
All right. Padme, you don't see this, but yeah, you see a large spark and hear what sounds like somebody slipping on rocks.
Okay. Assuming I can cut the corner there. I'll move 30 feet to there, get a nice, good view of everything.
Julius is lying on the ground unconscious in front of you. Maximilian is hanging upside down, swinging 3 feet off the ground. Chirrup appears to have some sort of trap on his foot. And this kobold here is rifling through these large baskets.
There's also another kobold down here running away.
Yeah.
How much cover does the runner have?
None.
Good.
Needing 5 more feet of movement.
Firebolt? Oh, that damage! Wait a minute.
Hits for 2 fire damage.
Let me just double check something here.
He's already taken a bunch.
He's taken 2. He's
He
taken
took
exactly
2.
one
He's got
shot
5
of
hit
the-
points. He's taken 2 hits, both
Yeah.
of which dealt 2 damage.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Yep. I will, however, flame on.
All right.
Where is it here?
This guy from on top of the rock ledge is going to throw a javelin at Maximilian.
Do I at least provide cover?
No, because he's hanging off the ground above you. That is a critical hit for 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
Maximilian, you are upside down and restrained, and Julius is unconscious on the ground beside you, and Badme is burning purple fire next to you.
Right, Molly, do not pay attention to me. Kill that kobold that's running out of the cave. I'm gonna try to free myself.
Dexterity saving throw with disadvantage, please.
Is that just at the end of my turn?
You can do it at the end of your turn, no matter what. But if you want to try and do it as well, you can.
Okay. Can I not do like an athletics check or something?
No, you cannot.
Okay. At disadvantage? Well, I got a +2,
Yep.
so yeah.
You are still stuck. So, end of your turn now. You can give me another one.
I don't worry about me. Go kill him, please.
I love this little kobold trap setter.
The
Takes us to Molly.
dick.
Well, of all the
Okay.
people to get stuck in it, it shouldn't. The paladin is probably the best case scenario for me.
Yep.
So there's only the one guy? Okay, I will...
There's this guy.
Yep, there's this guy over here. There's a guy running away, and yeah, that's
So
as
there's
far
a
as you
guy-
know.
A guy running away? Okay,
And
shit.
you were told to take out the guy who was running away. Remember, these are dex-based kobolds.
Yes, okay, so...
He's got 1 hit point left. He's been burned. He's been blasted with force damage, but he is just stumbling, rumbling, bumbling outside this cave, still alive.
Looking, I'm trying to see what I have that can do 90 feet. Maybe Guiding Bolt? Oh, I will Guiding Bolt him.
Wow, a guiding bolt to do 1 damage.
Yep. Very important point of damage.
At this point, yeah, because oh my god.
A 10 does not hit. This radiant bolt was
Oh my
firing
God.
out of the cave. I
The
will see you
damage,
hear
though.
as it sounds like you strike an orc outside, and you see a large glowing shape somewhere off outside this cave.
Whoops.
At least the orcs are out there.
That was the
Takes
kobold.
us-
The kobold did it, if anybody asks.
Takes us to Chirrup.
Chirp, chirp, chirp!
Sorry, what?
Shoot the kobold running out the door.
Shoot
Please.
him! Shoot him!
Shoot
the
her!
glass.
Yes, I will shoot him. Repeating crossbow. Sorry, Miles is talking to me.
Okay. Seymour, it's all down to you.
To the last point of damage.
All right, so now I can. No, he's out of range of moving Hex, I think.
You don't need to move
Hex-
Hex. He only
yeah.
do 1
Oh,
damage.
thank Christ.
Thank you.
14 hits. And yep, you blast him, and just as he's about, to get out, you hear him saying, "I'm invincible," and you explode most of his back and the top of his head.
Oh yeah, they're coming. Has that one that was up on top come down yet?
Nope.
Yes, it has. No, it hasn't. Okay.
Not that you know of, anyway.
All right. So then I'm just gonna move down, and I'll help Max on his my next turn.
All right.
Yeah, let's ignore the guy on the ground.
You're still breathing.
Yeah, he's
This-
about to like throw some bugs on us, though.
Yeah, this guy has a jar that he whips towards you.
I'm in a snare. There's other dangers.
Can I help remove you from the snare?
I don't know that you can. I don't know that any force on this earth can.
Well, nothing we can roll.
Right.
Is it a physical snare or just magical?
It is magical. The physical snare is on Shurip. So rolling, he throws a pot of what appear to be let's see. I will be nice to you. I'll make them the new version of rot grubs, which are not going to kill you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I remember
Appreciate
that. That was the shit with the fire damage, wasn't it?
Yep. So So you now see a swarm of rot grubs crawling across Julius. That is a 15 to hit you as you are unconscious. You take 5 piercing damage and you are brought back to consciousness. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
18.
You are not poisoned. And this guy will then finish his movement. So 5, 10. Yeah, he knows he's not really getting away, but he's going to try and duck around the corner. Julius, you are on the ground, covered in a swarm of maggots.
All right. Do I think the maggots are about to do so awful things to me?
Well, they've already bitten you, but you didn't feel poisoned.
Like, is there a token for them? Like, am I?
Yeah,
able
you're
to
on top
attack?
of it.
Okay.
You could disengage.
I could. Would that work against a swarm that's literally like crawling on me?
Yeah, I mean, you disengage. I mean, that's just you, like, brushing them off.
Actually, I'm gonna count on my friends to help me. And instead, I'm gonna use this advantage that I have from Karen, to attack this kobold, because gave the help action about a turn ago.
Yeah, you are. So you're still prone on the ground.
I stand up first,
Okay.
obviously. Uh, 17?
That hits for 9 fire damage, which is more than enough to kill this poor little kobold.
Will you please get these things off of me?
Takes us to Charon.
Scouting outside. Just
Okay.
fly to, like, not all the way outside, but, like,
You see a battle raging out there, arrows whistling overhead. The air is filled with choking smoke. Sounds of clashing weaponry. It's a slaughter going on out there.
that's it.
All right. Padme,
Uh,
you see your friend Julius is covered in a massive swarm of maggots.
yeah, so she will come up and using her flaming body. Actually, I'm just going to double check to make sure that is until the end of my turn. To the end of my next turn, yeah. So, well, technically it only deals damage if I am hit with a melee attack. I am going to basically use the heat from the flame to wash away most of them, pick up Julius, and move him 5
I'm not
feet.
unconscious anymore.
No, I know. I'm literally picking you up and pulling you out of the swarm, though. I'm just making it thematic.
All right, roll me a d4.
Me or Lauren?
Lauren, so you grab Julius, and as the flames start popping some of the maggots, that does 2 fire damage to them. But you are able to pull Julius away.
And I am no longer on fire as of the end of my turn, because I assume that would be my action to move him. So,
Yep. The skirmisher is going to take another pot shot at the hanging paladin.
Oh, come on. Now, am I considered prone up here?
No, but you are restrained, so he has advantage, which is a 23 for 7 piercing damage.
Oh my god, okay. Seriously, 7 damage is a lot at this level.
That takes us to Maximilian. You've been given the help action, so give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Is
12 is what you needed.
Oh my god, okay.
Oh, right, you had just 9 is not enough.
So
You need a 12.
15.
There you go. That gets you out of it.
Okay, so I presumably hit the ground. Can I right myself?
You're prone.
All right, good to know.
Takes us
I'm
to
like-
Molly.
Kill him.
He's already dead.
No, the one who just stuck me. He's up
the
on
one
wall.
on the wall to our
Up here.
left. Yeah.
Wait,
Can I see
he wasn't
him
hitting
from
me. I
here?
forgot about him.
No, because he's up on the ledge, so he's about 15 feet up.
Chirrup, are you in, you're in a physical bind, correct?
Yes.
He can move. He's only
Yeah.
it limits his movement.
I spend my action because I can't see that dude getting Chirrup out of her bind.
Yeah, give me an athletics check.
A knife, does that help?
Nope.
Made of metal.
I mean, if you're trying to chop her leg off, yeah. His leg off.
I can't roll tonight.
Nope. You strain, but you are not able to snap this trap open. Chirrup, you take 1 piercing damage.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all good.
That takes us to Chirrup.
So there's a big ugly right there, right?
It's a swarm of maggots.
Ugh. I don't know what my crossbow is going to be able to do against that. Oh, I have something I might be able to do. I am going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 avoid the square there, and I'm going to... nope. Thunderwave and try and squish it into the wall.
All right.
Where's my Thunderwave? Thunderwave. You know, let's upcast that. Try and get this done. Seriously, a 1?
It makes its Constitution save with a 13, so takes 7 damage, but is not blasted.
Damn it, that's it for me. Because that was all my movement.
Takes us to Seymour.
All right. So I can't see anything but the rock grubs right now, right? And how badly off do they look?
Correct. There's still over half of it there. It's a pretty good sized amount of rock grubs.
Well, let's finish them off before they start crawling on Max. And I will move my hex to them. Oof.
Yep, you blast a few of them away. They scatter, but there's still, just under half the swarm is still there. And the swarm moves on top of Maximilian. That is a 16 to attack. They do not get through your armor. Takes us to Julius.
I think the rock grubs are probably a bigger threat right now than the guy up top. Now that Max isn't there, being an easy pot shot. So Julius is going to take a firebolt at them.
All right. That hits, and the fire just burns and pops them up like, there's a sound like popping corn. As that firebolt does 20 damage and burns them off you, Maximilian. And with that,
Great.
we are out of combat.
What about this guy up here?
What guy up there?
Oh, he took off. Good.
He took off. He ain't stupid.
Wait, did he take off in a direction we can see him?
Not currently.
Okay, I'm going to get myself up.
Which leads you to believe he probably went back up that hallway that you guys came down.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to drink a potion of healing.
And I'll head and check the hostages.
And the hostages, you can see, all look sort of bruised and a little kind of starved. Most of them are like glazed over eyes, and as you approach, just sort of look at you, and they all seem to be sort of stunned, and while not necessarily all physically injured, as you approach, they look at you fearfully.
Oh, it's okay. We're here to help. We're gonna get you out of here. And I assume the one that they killed was my father.
No. Your father is this sort of bearded gentleman down at the back that you can see just has his head down. His arm is sort of bloodied. You can see he's got a bandage wrapped around his hand. He hasn't even looked up yet.
I will.
I assume the woman with the crown is Mommy.
Mommy's
not there.
Oh.
I'm gonna go up to Dad. I'm gonna give him a D6 healing to close up the wound for now, and say, Father, where's Mom? We gotta get out of here.
He just looks up at you and goes, "You."
What?
He's angry. He blames Seymour.
Yeah. Well, I gathered that.
Reasonably.
She's dead because of you.
What do you mean dead? Where is she? What was that room I found in your room? What is going on?
I'll get back to you. And then he just looks away from you.
Okay, now growing up with Seymour, this would be very atypical behavior, correct?
Seymour.
I mean, most people don't act typical
Seymour.
when their wife is dead.
Yeah,
I know,
Seymour.
but I'm just saying this isn't like he normally is.
No. Seymour, you also, those words ring in your ears as the words you told the kidnappers first when they told you they had your parents and demanded that information.
Oh, it was.
Oh!
Well, where's her body?
Seymour. We'll circle back on this. Just go help cheer up, secure our escape.
Yeah, Seymour is gonna, look incredibly angry as he looks away from his father at Max, and then kind of slowly deflate and head towards to look out the exit.
All right. I will say eventually you are able to sort of get out of this trap. And
Oh, if Chirp's
looking-
still in it, I can help him get out. I got the +4 strength mod now.
all right, roll
Appreciates it.
me an athletics check. Yeah, easily enough, you are able to pry it open, and sure enough, you are able to free your leg. As you look out the exit, Seymour, you see the battle rages. Much like the owl saw, arrows whistle overhead. The air is filled with this choking smoke. And as you look through this chaos, you see Jorala, the golden dragonborn, draw magic out of the air and blast a couple of these orcs who just kind of explode when her body locks up, and you all hear a booming voice start to ring out across the king's pyre. Drala, heretic, the son of the dragon is here to take your life. And we're going to take a 5-minute bio break.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
This is looking good.
Yeah. No, this is when we all abscond out the back and out through the woods.
I agree.
I mean, I think we should help him take out Jorala.
I don't think whoever this is going to have that much trouble with Jirala.
Yeah,
I doubt.
I think that this is very much beyond us, and we need to not be here. We need to
All right,
move
bareback.
the general direction of away.
Yeah, I will be back.
Yeah, same here. I'm back.
Yellows.
I am as well back.
I never left.
Wahahaha.
Oh, update on the kittens. They did not have broken tails, as we thought.
Oh, good.
It felt like they had broken tails. They had really bad scabs
Ooh.
that were hard enough that they felt like maybe like the bone had been jutting out a little bit.
Oh, dears. But they're
They
okay.
yeah, they're doing good.
Good,
They
good.
they are still here, but they do have all three have been given away. Once they are old enough to be fixed, they will be given away.
Yay.
They all have homes. Huzzah!
They had ringworm as well, which was great. That's dealt with now.
I was gonna say that's never fun. I've been lucky in that, like, I've personally never had to deal with any of that, but like I've heard stories and I'm just like, oh,
From what I
thank heaven.
she took them to the vet and apparently already had that dealt with by the time I got home that day. Was not apparently that
Okay.
big of a deal. Like it was like one bath and like some medication.
Good. Okay.
Like a weird bath where you just like dip their bottom half in some weird smelling concoction.
Yeah.
Back.
Welcome back.
All right, what are we doing now?
Fleeing.
Running.
All right.
Uh,
Well,
yeah.
Oh, Steph.
As-
Be you fools.
Sorry.
all right.
That was
so-
more a rhetorical question.
Well, one of the things I know Max is going to try to do is kind of keep Seymour away from the hostages for a while because his dad needs to simmer down a bit, and then Max is going to try to talk to him. But that all relies on us not being here.
And Seymour is basically, almost looks like the hostages at this point, like a Wayne face, all the colors gone, and you can lead him anywhere.
Can we lead him to water, and if we do, will he drink?
You could try with the flask. He disdains the flask.
I thought the flask sustained him.
It does, but it's disdained now.
All right. Does anybody else join Seymour at the cave's mouth?
I will. Just kind of keep an eye on things.
Yeah, I would like to get a look at whatever is yelling.
Oh, there. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah, that's not great. We're not fighting
that's a name that we've heard.
Yeah. So you staring out over the center of this broken statue at the top, you actually see two 12-foot tall, blue-scaled half dragons that are, standing, and you can see Jarala being squeezed as both of them appear next to her. And with a massive bout of will, she breaks free, attempting to blast one of them, but her beam just goes straight through it while the other one grasps her around the neck, lifts her above its head, and just says, "Those who dared leave the Red Hand, stealing our plans, stealing our gold. Your lives are forfeit along with your heretic," as he just snaps and cracks Jarala's neck in the palm of his hand and throws her body over the cliffs down the falls here. And with that, you see more and more orcs out of the smoke and fog just sweep across the plains here, decimating through the Grey Patriots camp that looks like it's almost been abandoned at this point. And as well, moving across the camp in front of you. You can see Jarala's wagon is here. As well, you can hear the hooting of what appears to be an owl bear in the cave or cage over here.
Are there any orcs near the her wagon?
You see dead bodies at this point, but in the immediate vicinity, you do not see any orcs.
Cherup, it might be wise for you to go do the thing you're good at in that caravan.
Cherub's gonna look quizzically at Julius. Are we talking about killing or stealing?
Healing.
Stealing. Okay, I will do that. Stealth.
Reappropriating. It's not stealing when they are evil.
Fuck's sakes. Can I inspire myself?
Can I inspire Cherub?
You are not a bard, Max. No, I don't think you can inspire yourself,
Can I
Chirp.
cash in inspiration?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Okay,
Can I
reroll.
go with cheer up and also look for shit? We might as well have two eyes going. We get
Sure.
as much as we can.
There we go. That's better because
Yep.
I still have advantage because of my cloak.
And give me a dexterity saving throw as you make your way outside of the cave mouth, as there is a 10-foot pit there.
Alrighty. No.
I didn't see it this time?
No, because Seymour, from where you were in the cave entrance, you just avoided it.
Wouldn't she? Wait, if she knew
Oh,
about
Seymour-
it, she would have had advantage, or he would have had advantage.
Yeah, I'll say Seymour, with your passive, you would have noticed it. So yeah, I'm just going to say you would have pointed it out to Chirrup.
Okay.
Yeah. Hand goes up as Chirrup begins to, as we begin to walk towards the wagon.
Yeah. All right.
Alright.
So you see mysterious symbols carved in the wagon's sides, and its leathery coverings are dyed red, white, green, black, and blue, of course. Inside, you see silken drapes decorate the interior. A leering dragon skull is suspended from the wagon's ribs. Green flames flicker in its eye sockets, and his crown is lidded like a treasure chest. Hovering nearby is a large open book bound in dragon skin. The corner of one page is folded around a quill pen, which busily scratches out script on the blank page opposite.
Is grabbing all this stuff going to make those other dragons come after us? I think it's gonna.
Were we looking for something specific in here? What was
I
it
think we
again?
were doing I think we are just grabbing everything we could that looked like it's important or clues.
Yeah, I literally said it's just a good. It's probably good to go steal stuff from her.
Okay. That's just a generic. Perfect. Just making sure I hadn't missed anything. So there's a self-inscribing spell book here, huh?
Oh, we're grabbing that, yeah.
It's a book. You reach out to grab it, and it actually flies away, and you can see it is scratching out. Thank you. I will be free now that she is dead.
All right.
Oh,
I
I
want to do
And-
a
love
quick
to talk to a
investigation.
talking book, but no time.
Well, you can see it sort of lands on the table and begins pointing at different words as it flips through pages, and it asks you, "What do you wish to know?"
I will look
Can
at
you-
Seymour because he's the best one to do this.
Could you come with us? We're in a bit of a time crunch, and if we get back to town, you could explain we need to know Jarala's plan so we can stop everything. We need an ally. We need a
And-
friend.
Flips through and just says, "Only have moments.
Ask a
So he
question.
can't come with us.
My soul was bound here. Warlock, pact, betrayed."
Oh.
Oh, this is a book of secrets. Apparently, a sentient book of secrets.
All right. So how should we ask this question? This is out of character, of course.
What
are you
what is Jarala's plan? What is Jarala's full plan? What is their next step? Or oh wait, no, Seymour is fucking bereft right now. Where is my mother's body?
Yeah, and Chirp wouldn't be able to stop him because Chirp can't talk.
The book points at words that say King Chalice, where there is currently a raging bonfire burning Seymour.
Oh dear.
I don't have any more questions. I don't think Seymour would have any more questions at that.
Yeah,
Would
and
Sadly,
Seymour-
shut the book.
well, and even as you flip through, I mean, the book forces itself sort of back open, and you can see that. I mean, the story that it's writing appears to be like in painful poetic verse, and it will just sort of turn to you, Chirp, if you have any questions.
Well, here's the thing: is Seymour going to be able to? Is he of sound mind enough to help Chirp translate?
Yeah, I
They
think
can't
so.
talk
Yeah.
common.
Okay. Like I can, broken English enough, but well, maybe. Anyways, what is Jirala's goal?
Was.
What was?
And it will
I think is the best way
flip
to
through
say
to a
that.
page, and you see the sorceress is painted as Tiamat's earthly daughter, destined to rule over all of Faerun. And the book sort of points and says bluster and hogwash, and then say like free Tiamat.
So that was literally at Free Tiamat.
Yep.
How close is she to achieving her goal? How can we stop her? I don't know
Bluster
that.
and hogwash.
Yeah, she's dead.
But like, I know she's dead, but I mean, she can't be the
How do we
only one
stop
in.
Tiamat from coming back?
That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you. Words.
The book just sort of points out and just says, yeah, like it's bluster and hogwash. You don't get the idea the book believes this could happen.
Really?
Okay.
It then sort of flips over and sort of points towards the name Azar Cool.
That's what I'm interested in, but I'm not there.
Yeah, so
Azar
we'll ask
Cool.
about who are these Azar Cool. That Seymour knows it's those two that we saw, right?
Yep. And the book flips and just gets out red hand, flips to worm smoke,
Red hand.
Rindle, and then the book falls inert.
Could we get that written down once we're done?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. And I guess we'll take the book with us just to see, even if it is hogwash.
Because the book does have writing in it, right?
It does. It was
Okay.
using its like a folded page corner to point at individual words.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so we grabbed that, and my investigation was 19, so that's looking for any other clues or things that might lead us in our investigation, which I guess is just a
Well,
clue.
you saw there was the leering dragon skull suspended from the wagon's ribs with green flames flickering in its eye sockets.
Ooh, take
Its
that.
crown is lidded like a treasure chest.
Well, I have quite a lot of strength now, so I guess I'll pull that down while Chirp rummages through the lower parts of the wagon.
Anything interesting I can smash and grab?
As you attempt to rip it off the walls, give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Me, okay.
No. Seymour, he was the one trying to rip it off the wall.
Ah,
And do I think we could get this wagon out of here with everybody all inside? And
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah, it explodes. You take 15 necrotic damage.
Ouch.
That's a lot.
I mean, I have my temporary hit points, don't I? That's another... So I haven't taken any damage, really.
All right. Other than that, I mean, the battle is raging around you guys. Give me another stealth check to scamper back to your cave.
Okay.
stealth.
So the dragon chest is just gone.
Yeah, it explodes. Some coins fall to the ground. A jade broken like statuette shatters. You do see a set of jeweled finger gauntlets and what appears to be a copper locket are still intact.
Scoop them up.
Scoop 'em.
All right.
Yeah, so I had 7 temporary hit points, so those are gone now.
Okay. While these guys are busy raiding Jarala's carriage, yeah, Max is going to be gathering up the hostages, including Seymour's dad, and he's going to start shuffling them out back towards the cave, the rear cave.
All right. Yep, you guys.
I would like to, while they're doing that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send my owl down to look at Jarala's body and do 2 things. Make sure that she's actually dead. And this isn't some elaborate ruse designed to hide a female Dragonborn's true fate.
All right. Yep, you send your owl down. I will say the body is smashed and broken and clearly dead.
Is there anything of import on the body? Like, is there any, like, magic items or...
And while they're doing that, I'm
Your
checking the
owl
kobold
can give me an
bodies.
investigation check.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking through the owl's eyes.
Yeah.
Where's my owl sheet?
Take inspiration for that, Max.
Thank you.
I mean, that was what I was referencing. Investigation is intelligence.
You see nothing of importance. This body is sort of shredded and battered and broken. She doesn't appear to be have anything of value on her.
Right.
What about the kobolds that we just finished fighting? Because I'd be going over their bodies while Max is getting the hostages ready.
You find a leather sack in the back of the cave with a fine whalebone comb, a bronze helmet, a bronze torque, and a silver ring engraved with dueling mermen. I'll send that all up to you guys.
Sweet.
Yeah. And Max, give me a persuasion check as you get these prisoners up and ready to move. Yeah, they don't move quickly. Some of them have to be sort of helped up, but they do all kind of nod and shuffle and follow along behind all of you. You creep back up that curving dark hallway past the dead bodies of the kobolds and the weasels. You see orc bodies littering the ground outside, kobold bodies curving and heading up the path towards the top of the woods. You see a bestial man thing emerge from the fog, riding a giant wolf. This creature wields a massive rusted axe and carries a burning battle standard. Its teeth are filed metal. Near him, several more orcs move up through the haze to menace you, including the one you saw first, Julius. And he will speak and say, "I told you we would kill you last." And it's time to roll initiative.
Alright.
That kobold's not there.
Is the body hanging in the trees still there?
Yes.
Do we have to?
Seymour insists.
What do I insist?
I'm guessing it's...
No, his mother was burned.
Oh.
Yeah. He found out his mother was in the cup that the king statue holds.
Yes, the one with a bonfire in it.
She is the bonfire.
Yes. Well, she's part of it.
She's over there, and over there, and over there.
Over there, yeah.
You've all been breathing her in this whole time.
Oh, if there's bones, she can get raised.
You need a very powerful resurrection spell for that.
I think as long as you have a bone, you can use Raise Dead, right?
No, Raise Dead, you need the body.
Yeah.
You need like
resurrection,
which is
or
like
true
7th level.
resurrection, or reincarnate.
We could reincarnate your mom.
Probably
That
not the
requires
best
a druid.
idea. This is not the time nor place to discuss this.
First up with a 21 is their leader, and he will charge forward on his beast, leaping down, and is going to attack Julius.
Hardly seems fair.
I mean, you were the one to speak with him first.
That is a 22 to hit for 6 slashing damage. And then he swings again. That is a 15 to hit.
I'm going to shield the 15.
Okay, you shield the 15. So that axe comes around again, and boom, you are able to deflect it. This other one charges towards you, Chirrup, at the front of the line.
Ah.
That is a 23 to hit for 10 slashing. And a 24 to hit for another 6 slashing, so 16 slashing damage total. That takes us to Molly.
Right, I will... I'm going to save my spell slots. I am going to inch backwards. I need to keep you alive.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Sacred Flame, and you know what? I will... Oh, no, you know what? I'm right next to you. I'll Cure Wounds you.
All right.
7.
Okay.
And then duck to the back.
One hit, but all right.
All right, that takes us to Molly. Sorry, to Badme.
Again.
Yes. Good. Okay, just trying to see here. Yeah. Is it? So I'm trying to figure out how to get most of these guys in the same line. So I'm fairly certain.
I mean, he's mounted, so any line would hit all three. Would hit the those three for sure.
Okay, it is 5 feet wide, so
Yep, not a problem.
if I'm here, 5 feet from that would hit the rider as well.
Yep.
But I want to avoid hitting Chirrup and hit those.
Gain kills?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can I get up to that square?
Yeah, you can climb up here. It's not difficult.
All right.
Oh, does it emanate from you?
It emanates from me.
Oh, okay.
So actually, here. I will climb
Yep, you
there,
climb up the wall.
and then I can get all 4 of them in one 30-foot line.
Brilliant.
Tasha's Caustic Brew. So they don't take damage now, they take damage on their turn.
That is a 14 and a 5 for the 2 orcs.
Yes.
That is a 2 for the warg. And a 17 for the boss.
That's fine. I got 3 of 4 targets
Yep.
taking continual damage, and it requires their action to get rid of the acid. I'm happy.
Any more movement, any bonus action?
I only have one bonus action, which is Healing Word, and that was my last spell slot to cast Caustic Brew. So, nope.
All right, Julius.
What square is this gentleman on? He's kind of hanging out between them. I really wish I could get the two that were acided, because then I could potentially waste their actions, and they wouldn't be able to even if they wanted to. But I guess I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna cast.
Nice.
Fairy Fire?
No, Dragon.
Oh, the Nathar's Mischief. Right.
Yes, remember
nice.
you said to use the fairy fire
Yep.
for it.
Yep.
So that is 1d4. 2.
Ah, the blinding.
Ooh.
And yeah, that is a dex save DC 14.
Oh, here we go again. Okay, so the warg. That is a natural 1. It is blind. The boss is blind.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Wow, a 2, a 5, a 3, and a 5. They are all blind.
Now, if someone
right.
could prevent me from taking damage, that would be very appreciated.
Not gonna have time to do that.
Well, I mean, if you want them to stay blind, I am currently engaged by their leader.
I thought this was the leader.
They have 2. There's one behind that's been walloping me.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, I've got plans for this leader up here.
All right, Julius. Any movement?
I can't move anywhere without getting smacked.
Well,
Anywhere
attempted
useful anyway.
attempted smacked.
Yeah. So
I
we
would-
hit for Julius.
Yeah.
All right. This warg is blind and has acid on it.
So it takes 4 damage at the start of its turn.
Okay.
Yeah, he's having a bad day.
Certainly had better ones.
Yeah.
It is going to drop and roll to get the acid off it. And with a 3, throws its blind rider off, who's going to fall
Ah.
prone.
Nice.
Unfortunately, that
Because
now
doggy
changes-
don't like that.
Yeah. Fortunately, that now changes all of my actions, which is annoying.
So that
That's okay.
the warg is also prone as it is rolling to get the acid off it. That takes us to the orcs. This guy's gonna.
So they take 4 damage as well each at the start
Yep.
of their turns. Already, I think that is my most damaging spell I've cast in this entire campaign.
All right, so this guy's gonna swing around to chirp.
Oh dear.
This guy will charge over to Badme. So Great Axe coming towards Chirp. That is a 6, which misses. And
Good.
Great Axe towards Badme. That is a 17 to hit.
Okay, that
for
hurts.
7 slashing damage.
And Constitution saving throw. I'm good. I am still covering them in acid.
Yeah, this guy who is blind is going to... stumbles over that and ends up prone. Let's see. Does he make a dex save? He does not. He ends up prone on the ground over here, still blind.
Again, not having a great day.
I
Nope.
just realized the guy in front of you, Max, is blind. He can't make opportunity attacks.
I know.
No, he is going to swing wildly at you, though, Max.
All right.
With disadvantage, he gets an 18, which still isn't enough.
Yeah.
That takes us to Maximilian.
All right. So I'm going to step up to this guy on the ground, blind, having just a wretched day, and I'm going to attempt.
As you enter that 20-foot cube,
Start of my turn.
At the start of the turn, I was reading the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it only goes off on my turn.
Yeah, I'm planning on stepping back out.
Everything's blind. Nothing can stop him.
It says at the start of each of your turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a pulse that happens at the start of my turn, and then the effects linger on anyone who's in it until the start of my next turn, where the next one goes off.
Their eyes are swollen
Yep.
from the pollen.
All right.
Yeah, he is prone and blind, so advantage all the way.
All right. And at this point, then, I was wondering if I should
Crit.
maybe.
Crit.
We'll see. 14 with ice pick.
I would like to use my inspiration.
All right, cash it in,
I don't-
re-roll.
I don't think that'll hit. I'm afraid it won't hit.
What is that? A 7 or a 19?
That is a 7.
God damn it.
You know what? I'm gonna
Is that
cash in my inspiration.
All right, last chance.
God damn it!
Oh my god. You
I'm
cannot
trying.
get through his plate armor, unfortunately.
trying.
You attempt to stab through. No, actually, you had tons of advantage. I'm going to say the 19 on the first one is good because you cashed in an inspiration for that. So the 19 will hit. That will get through his plate armor.
Okay.
I'll check on that ruling afterwards, but that's what I'm going to say
Well,
for now.
the way you actually use inspiration is not the way we use it,
Yeah,
because it
Yeah.
just gives you advantage when you wouldn't have had it before. But here
Well,
you had
he-
advantage.
he already had advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So if that hits on that second hit, then that is
Yep.
10 piercing, 6
16.
cold, and 9
So-
radiant.
So 25 total. This massive orc is looking quite badly injured after that.
All right, and then I'm gonna back off and not get hit by that stuff.
No, and I mean he swings his arms out wildly, can't even come close to doing anything as you step away.
All right.
Shut up. You have an orc next to you covered in acid.
What about the wolf here?
He's prone and blind on the ground in front of you as well. Not currently a threat.
Can I cast Thunderwave like that?
Yes.
Because I want to try and get like all 3 of them, so we'll do that. Thunderwave.
Good lord. The ward rolls a natural 20 for a 21.
Do the orcs fail?
Huh. Blindness doesn't give you disadvantage on
Nope. Not
saving
calling.
throws. Not any.
Wow.
The orc rolls a 22. And the other orc rolls a 20. So they all save. So they all take half damage and aren't blasted.
That's the whole reason why I did it, so I could get them away from me, but I guess not.
Yeah, no. Solid rolls on their part. This guy next to you covered in acid is almost dead anyway.
Bardic Inspiration to max, and I will just await my death blow.
All right. Seymour. So you've got a perfectly healthy one here. You've got a very badly injured one next to Chirrup.
Still covered in acid.
Yeah, you've got blinded and prone foes here. This guy is blinded and not prone, so you will have advantage on your attack against him, whereas you...
That was the one I was going to ask about.
Yep, so you have advantage.
Are we still within the hour of Hex, or do I have to recast Hex?
Still within the hour.
All right, so move Hex to him. Jesus.
Luckily, with advantage of 15
Oh, advantage,
hits.
yeah. 6, not bad.
Yeah, he is looking very badly hurt as he is, roughed. You spray some of the acid off of him, but not enough to stop it from hurting him. As your
And
force damage hits him.
and then I just gotta double check. Okay, I used my bonus action. Okay, no, I will just kind of back up here, and done.
All right. This guy's going to swing at Julius. Oh, I missed the works. Oh well.
Well, if he's been mounted, he's not
Yeah.
got an action.
That is a 24 to hit for 8 slashing damage, Julius.
How much temporary hit points do we have? I don't think I have that in.
It was
7 from Seymour's.
7,
Yeah.
so I still have 1 temporary hit point. I don't know
And
why.
the 16 to hit as well.
Oh, well, hang on. I gotta make a decision first on something. I'm gonna shield the second one.
All right. You shield the second one. You maintain your concentration. This guy is blind. Stands up. Charges directly. Let's see, roll a 4. So that is that way. Trips and stumbles, falling prone over here. That guy's having a real bad day. Takes us to
Yeah.
Molly.
Guys having a real bad day?
A lot of these guys.
A lot of these guys. So
Yeah.
this guy is blinded and very near death's door. This guy is very badly hurt next to Chirrup. And these guys are blinded and prone on the ground. So who are you
If
targeting?
they're prone, that means they have disadvantage on their dexterity checks, right?
Yes.
One of the prone ones, whichever one looks the weakest.
Okay, that's that guy. That is a 5. He takes 5 radiant damage.
Okay, and Chirrup and Max, can you survive? I only got 2 spell slots left.
Uh,
I'm gonna give them some healing next round.
Hopefully.
yeah, we need to worry about this guy at some point, but let's take out this group here first.
Okay.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not worried.
Julius has this mysterious pool of hit points that never seems to go down.
Well, I have this extra hit point, and then I had the 7 temporary hit points. And then the 2 came back from me using shield. The 2 to my ward.
Yeah. All right, Molly, any movement, any bonus actions?
Nope.
All right.
End of my
Padme.
turn.
all right. This is where the I'm not particularly good at all this. Okay. Wait a minute. I need to read up something for a second here.
Okay, we'll come back to your turn then.
It's just. It is a ranged attack, which means I have these set up wrong. No, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, no, that is set up right then. Okay. I am going to go think fast, and hopefully this works.
An 11 does not hit.
At the guy right in front of me, too. Yeah, shit. Oh. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
All right. Julius.
I can't move the fairy fire, even though I should be able to.
Oh, I moved it to the map layer just to get it out of the way. Where
Sorry.
do you want to move it to?
I'm sorry, Chirp.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very sorry, Tara. But I can keep the warg in it and hit 3 of the orcs again. And you can still save.
What am I rolling?
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
3, which is... Don't worry about scrolling up. Give me a second.
Each creature in the cube must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or begin giggling. The giggling creature is incapacitated and uses all its movement to move in a random direction.
Oh, God.
That's not horrible.
They might walk off a cliff.
They might walk off the cliff, but Chirp might walk off the cliff.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Well, 3 of them are currently prone, too. So...
All right, wisdom save from the warg.
Thank you, Chirp.
Sure.
That is a 14.
That just saves.
Chirrup saves. The 2 orcs. A 19 and a 7, so this guy fails. And the boss gets an 8 and fails.
That happens on their turn, I believe, right?
The walking, yes.
That's the wrong spell. This one. Just so the text is there.
Yep, so incapacitated and must use all its movement in a random direction.
All right. My last second level spell slot, I believe. Am I right? Is going to be... Oh no, I've got... That was my first second level spell. No, it wasn't. That's a lie. This is my last second level spell. It's going to be Misty Step. Over to here.
I understand that entirely.
Sorry, Batman.
No. I agree that is a better option right now for battlefield control.
And then my action is just going to be a firebolt at this one that is on Badmay.
All right.
This one is still covered in acid, and I'm hoping it's just going to die.
The other
your
one's
attack.
more injured.
25.
25
Yes.
hits for 4 fire damage. The first searing burn across the back of his shoulder as your firebolt strikes true. And then this warg stands up and is going to...
Come on.
I'm going to let it... So, could be Max, could be Chirrup.
Come on.
Odds it's Max, evens it's Chirrup. It is Chirrup.
Okay.
Let's try and tell him, come on.
That is a 23 to hit for 12 piercing damage, and give me a strength saving throw, please. You are knocked prone.
Okay, where's the prone thingy? There it is. Whoops. I'll do it. Here. And there we go.
All
I'm
right.
prone. Birdman
That-
down.
That takes us to the orcs. Roll your acid damage, please, Badmay.
Come on, high roll.
That
Mediocre.
is a very good roll, because that
Edge?
takes out the 5 hit points they both had.
Yay.
Hallelujah!
Yeah, because that guy would have had advantage on Chirrup. This guy is going to swing at you, Badmay, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course. I can drop concentration now.
That's a 12 to hit.
I just sort of sigh and step back and slouch in relaxation, seeing the two of them drop, and the axe comes right in front of me.
Yeah, you just feel the wind as it whips past you, and maybe a tendril of your hair falls, and you just hear a this guy, roll me a d8, please, Brendan. See which random direction he goes in.
Off
8.
the cliff. Off the
Nope.
No.
8 is up next to you, Julius. But that's all he does.
He's
He just-
incapacitated.
Yeah, he stumbles. He's
Yeah, I
giggling.
know.
And like he puts his hand on your shoulder and is just.
Hang on, the joke. I don't have a bad joke ready. I'll tell you in a minute.
Shut you are prone as the massive orc next to you lifts its axe, and then just the acid burns away through its throat and neck, and it tumbles down in front of this cave beside you.
Alrighty, I will get up. That warg is still down, right?
Oh no, the warg is in front of you and snarling. It just knocked you down.
Oh, okay, I thought it was the org that knocked me. Great. Got nothing to push it back. I got nothing to get myself out of there. Oh, can I I'm going to do some kind of illusion behind it, like the orc who was riding it. I'm going to try and make him appear behind the warg to try and distract him and turn him away from me.
All right. Okay. We'll figure that out on its turn.
Okay, that'll do it for me.
You cast up this illusion. That takes us to Seymour.
All right. Bonus action. And I can do. I'm just checking how many I can do here. 3. Okay. 3d6 healing for Chirrup. What? Oh, it just did 1 dice again. Damn.
3d6.
Oh, 3, 4, 5, 7 healing.
Thank you.
That was my bonus action. Who's the next most damaged looking orc?
Orc, the only one is in front of Badme.
Oh, okay, or I meant enemy.
Oh yeah, that guy's the worst off right now next to Julius.
Alright, I can't move my hex because I just used my bonus action, so this is just bad news.
Hits for 2 force damage. Still alive and giggling
That's more
on
like a
death's
tickle.
door.
That was like an orc tickle. Only 2 force damage. And done.
All right. This guy's going to charge over here and swing at you, Seymour. That is a 17 to hit for 7 slashing damage,
Yep, that's
and a 24 to hit for another 10 slashing damage.
oof.
And then he will step off his warg there. That takes us to Molly.
How about the other
Oh, this guy,
He
right,
should've-
roll-
he should have
yep.
run.
Roll
I
me a
rolled
d8, please.
What a 3.
All
Off
right.
the cliff.
1, 2,
Oh yeah, look at that.
Off the cliff.
boom, ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. Roll me 3d6, please.
6. Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, he tumbles and falls, but is laughing all the way and is very relaxed and doesn't take as much damage as you would think. but is still
Is he prone
down there
again?
and giggling.
Since he took fall damage, does he go prone again?
I would imagine
Yep.
so.
It's in the rules. You take damage, you go prone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that takes us to Molly.
Okay, so this guy's right in front of me trying to kill me, right?
He is menacing you, yes.
And Seymour, how much health do you have?
I got 5 hit points left.
Should I heal you?
I'm gonna disengage next round, so up to you.
Alright, I will just whip out my sickle then and try and hit this guy. Should I just disengage myself? I think I'm going to disengage.
All right.
Alright, Chirrup and Max, should I be healing you?
I have 9 hit points.
Chirrup.
I only have 2 spell slots left. Should I save or should I go?
Go.
Alright. Chirrup.
Hold on, before you do that, get Seymour.
What? Yeah, I'll do Seymour.
Yeah.
Seymour's fine.
More than doubled your hit points!
Thank you.
Slot!
All right,
Yeah, I'm
that
sitting
takes
the
us to
same spot.
Badme.
All right, I am going to hope for a miracle here. Pull out the scalpel and slice. Holy shit!
For a critical hit.
Nice.
That is 9 damage as you slice across his chest and his arms, and the blood starts sort of seeping and spraying. He is still alive, though.
I was aiming for your throat.
Is
Next
that
time
wrong?
I won't miss.
Are we not rolling on the critical hit table as well?
Oh yeah!
Oh, we absolutely are.
So D100, I'm assuming?
Yep.
65.
65.
I think you did the thing that I do. Max has not gone in a long time.
Target drops their weapon and is knocked back 5 feet.
That's unfortunate.
I pick it up with my offhand.
All right. It's mine.
You can get this back when we're done.
All right, and any movement because you are now out of range
hell
for an
yeah.
opportunity attack.
Oh, hell yeah. 20 feet to there. And an extra 10 feet to there. Because I am hurt. Also, yeah, I think you did skip Max. Because Max would have gone after the orcs. And there's no roll for Max.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if Chirrup went twice. Chirrup went after me and then again.
Oh yeah, sorry, we missed Max. Max, take a
Well,
turn.
Chirp had to roll when Julius moved the cube.
No,
Yeah, but like
Chirp
there's-
moved on. Chirp rolled that on their turn.
Yeah, and then
No.
But there's like a minor illusion that got cast too.
Yeah. That was Chirp's
Mhm.
turn.
Oh, right.
Well, no,
yeah.
because Max moved forward and hit the boss who was down.
Yeah.
That
and
was 2
then-
turns ago.
It's more after So the orcs go before Max. And I rolled the damage for the orcs to take.
Yeah, sorry, Max, take a turn.
Okay. I really need to go take care of that boss there, Chirrup.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you know what? I am planning on. Okay. Would it be possible to shield bash something, then move on and then hit something else? Or has it got to be against the same entity?
Nope, never says it has to be on the same entity, just that you have to take the attack action on your turn.
Yeah. All right. So, shield bash against the warg. Probably gonna beat that.
That is a 15.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Boston Warg here are not appreciably over a cliff here, are they?
No, it's only a few feet drop.
Yeah. Oh God! All right, I'm just gonna hit the Warg here. I should be running down and saving Seymour, but
it's Seymour.
yeah, but he just lost his mom. This thing's gonna no, Warg's gonna be like, oh, I hit you, then I knock you prone, and no, forget that. 9.
9 does not hit.
All right, that was my turn. All right, go bad me.
That takes us to Julius.
Oh, yeah, Julius.
All right.
You should move that.
I'm gonna move it. Yeah. I'm gonna move it.
A little to the right.
I'm gonna move it up 1. And hope that I can not
Awesome.
get. Well, here's the thing: if it screws me over, I can drop concentration.
Well,
And
if it
then-
screws you over, you're probably going to be dropping concentration.
Yeah,
Because
but then
most of them
then I have my
actually
turn back.
incapacitate you.
So a 1.
Apple pie. Charm.
Wisdom saving throw.
You can be
Charm's not
charmed
quick.
by yourself.
Yes. So do I even need to like? I do find myself quite charming.
That is a 15 for the Warg.
All right. About the orc.
An 18.
Yo. And then I have a question about the orc.
Nobody finds Julius charming.
I have a question about the orc.
Yep.
So the last ability said they use all their movement to move.
Yep, he was prone, so he stood and then had 15 feet to get to where he is.
Shouldn't he have just crawled 15 feet? Shouldn't he still be
No.
prone?
Well, he can stand. It doesn't say he wouldn't stand.
This spell's already doing a lot for me, so I'm not going to argue. I'm gonna run kind of away from him.
All right.
Oh, the warg's there too, isn't he? That's gonna suck.
You run straight across. You won't be in its.
That is a 19 to hit for 7 slashing damage.
All right. Yeah.
And the Warg will turn around. Actually, no, you were... Oh, you did. Okay.
So
You didn't have to go next to the Warg, though.
Oh, right. I was here.
Yeah,
I noticed the Warg
this
after
would
I
be
moved.
this would be difficult terrain through the bushes, but you could still use it and get far enough away
So
without.
like here instead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Did that minor illusion that Chirrup cast do anything?
on the Warg's turn.
Oh, okay.
Aura's gone. It served me well. Firebolt on the one that smacked me.
All right. It has 2 hit points left. Oh my god, with a critical hit, you score 2 fire damage and kill it.
Hang on. Do I get to roll the D100?
Yes, you do.
74.
74. Your spell creates a large plume of smoke obscuring your location. You gain +3 to your armor class.
Excellent.
The Warg growls and snarls and then turns towards the illusion behind it and just looks confused.
Hopefully that helps.
This one down here is going to attack Seymour. That is a 20 to hit for 12 piercing damage, and a strength saving throw, please, Seymour.
All right.
You are knocked prone. All right, this orc draws a javelin.
Is he a good artist?
Very good. Gets right to the point.
Boo. Also, yay.
25. He is going to come up and say, "Give me my axe back," as he tries to stab you with a javelin.
How do you move 25 feet when I moved 30 to get away? And he was pushed away from me.
He just moved diagonally because he was 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, he was right there. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
No. Wait, so...
I think
If
you
I was-
ran out of room to move. Because obviously you couldn't go any further than.
Because, yeah, you were both here.
Yeah, I didn't go this way because of the cliff. Okay, yeah, I ran out of room. Okay. Yeah, no, it's fair enough. I just
Either
thought
way,
I
he
had
could
room.
he could stab you or he could throw it either way. It's the exact same attack. That is a
Yep.
23 for 6 piercing damage.
Ouch.
Maximilian.
Okay. You got work troubles. You got boss troubles.
Right here in River City.
Absolutely. I'm going to look down towards these two guys right here, and I'm going to spit hot fire, or hot lightning, or whatever. The only question is, do I attempt to incapacitate them? That's a Constitution save. You know what? I'm just going to lightning them. Breath weapon. 7.
All right. Warg rolls a 20. The boss rolls a 3, though.
That's sort of unfortunate.
So he gets sprayed with your lightning. The warg takes half. Any movement, any bonus action?
I'm kind of between both of these wargs. And this dude's riding that warg, right?
No, he stepped off.
Oh, okay. Well, the warg in front of Seymour, I'm going to attempt to shield bash him.
All right.
17 athletics.
That is a 14. You bash him and knock him prone.
Excellent.
Right alongside Seymour.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, bitch.
That takes us to Churup. So this
Okay.
warg is sort of confused for the moment and didn't quite know what to do.
Excellent. I'm running away.
All right.
And then I will fire back at it.
13 just hits for 6 piercing damage.
That's it for me.
All right. Seymour, you are prone on the ground with 1 hit point.
And both of these two are still alive, right?
Yes.
All right. So,
It is a 10-foot. If it is nope, it is a 10-foot drop there.
So there's a D6.
It's 5 foot over here. Yeah. So. Yep.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go the other way and stay, disengage, and because I can disengage from both of them at the same time, right?
Yes.
All right. So 5, 10, and this is ground, right?
Yep. Difficult terrain.
Oh, I couldn't move there if that was difficult terrain then. And this warg is pointed the other way.
Nope. He's facing that way. He's just like spinning his head back around as Churif blasted him.
You can.
But
Go
if you disengage, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can go-
You
you can go
disengage
here.
from him too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so you
Just
stand
argue
and you've
Nice
got
stuff there.
you've got 5, 10. Yep, you can end up right there. This Orog roars in frustration. Get back here! You're my kill. And he will head there, take one swing at Seymour.
I can't stop it.
That is a 14 to hit for 8 slashing damage.
Oh yeah, damn.
And then he will swing at you, Maximilian. That is a 12, which does not hit.
Okay.
This guy.
Has a
No
long
longer
claw.
prone, no longer giggling, stands up. And yeah, starts climbing. Takes us to Molly.
All right, Seymour is down. I will go right up to him and use my last spell slot. Cure Wounds 2nd level.
I have a potion.
You're just gonna get dead again, you weakling.
He's not a fighter. He's a newspaper man.
That is an 11.
11. Rise in solidarity.
Thank you.
All right, any more movement, any bonus action?
No bonus action, because I am tapped right out, but then am I within... I'm not within range of this guy, right?
Nope.
Yep, I'm gonna move right on back. Seymour, get out of there!
All right.
What if I could?
Padme, you're bleeding. You have 3 health. The orc in front of you is bleeding and has 2 health.
Warcry! Fuck.
That's
Roll
not
me
great.
a D100, please.
That's not an inspiring war cry.
Yeah.
You lose your combat footing, exposing yourself to your enemies. They have advantage on their first attack against you next round. So next attack. Yep. Any movement, any bonus actions?
I literally have 0 bonus actions on my character except for the
Right.
one spell. You know what? Just because it'll save me a little bit, I'm moving away from the cliff.
Oh, I was totally going to try and push you off.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm circling and backpedaling as much as I can. I don't trust
Nope,
running
nope,
away.
Nope.
I'm done.
Oh. Damn it, I forgot about aggressive. I could have done it last turn, or attempted it last turn. Julius.
So I'm torn.
Say Padme.
I'm no longer as worried about Badme because Badme's not going to get thrown off a cliff, which is what I was worried about.
We don't have any more long range healing.
We don't.
But also taking bosses out would be pretty good.
Yeah, here's the thing. Is I have 1 spell slot left. And it's a 1st level spell slot.
Do the cool thing.
Julius runs to here on his way to, at the very least, kill the thing that's going to knock Badme down. And on the way is going to turn to this guy and say, "Excuse me, what is the one thing you can always count on?" An abacus.
I don't know what that is.
And I need him to give me a wisdom save?
All right. $15.
God damn it! I'm out of spell slots now.
All right, and where did you run to?
There, where I'm standing now.
Oh, all right. That takes us to the wargs. All right. even, it's going to be Maximilian. Odds, it'll be Julius. Though it turns around and snarls at you, Chirrup.
That's fine.
So it turns and attempts to bite Julius. That is a 12, which does not hit.
Nope. Got that mage armor.
Yep. This one stands up and is going to leap at you, Maximilian.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 19, which does not hit.
All right.
So yeah, both of them snap. Neither of them connect. That takes us to the last orc. He's going to attempt to grapple you, Badmay.
Okay. Oh god. Okay.
Give it a shot.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Happy with that.
Beats his 11. He, just tries to grab you. Come here, squirt, and you duck and dodge out of the way. Maximilian.
Okay. Surrounded by wargs. Got a big Auroch in front of me. Don't like anything that I'm seeing here. So I'm going to attempt to eviscerate the Auroch.
15 does not hit. Scrapes across his plate armor.
You just said the result, didn't you? I realize I have inspiration from Chirrup. Or from...
Well, we already know
Bardic
their AC.
inspiration.
Yeah, you already know his AC. You know he's wearing plate armor, so...
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
You can
D6.
use your inspiration. 18 just hits.
Okay. In which case, then, that is 9. That is 16 total damage. And Inspiring Smite. So there's that. I'm going to start doling out temporary hit points here.
All right.
Christ.
You can't get me.
That is 6. Who do I think within 30 feet needs this?
Or Chirrup.
Gonna be Seymour. It's gonna have to be.
He's given you so many temporary hit points.
Yes.
And yet it sounds so grudging.
Well, I'm trying to think if there's any...
It's almost like Seymour's your brother, but you just treat him like trash.
It's almost like he's our
Brother from
begrudging
another mother?
companion.
Please, Seymour. Everyone's my brother.
I do not believe we share a familial connection, Maximilian T. Justice.
It's a metaphor for brotherhood. Whatever. 6 temporary hit points.
I do not believe
thank you.
Badmay is your brother. She's a woman.
Or my sister. You know what I mean. Look, we're busy. Alright, so that's my Channel Divinity. That's another spell slot. I have 1 left, and I'm not sure if Smite is my best option or if something else like Guiding Bolt would be a better option. Probably Smite.
All right. Takes us to Chirrup.
I am staying in safety here. I will step up 5, 10, and fire at that guy there.
All right.
You're perfect.
He is
Yeah.
definitely starting to look injured.
Now,
22 hits.
who needs healing? I have a little bit. Seymour?
I'm okay for right now. Let's just get this guy down and
Bad
then...
May if you can.
I have 3 hit points
Bad May.
Really fun.
and have somehow survived a round without dying.
Okay, oh, cancel that. How far away are you, Bad May?
65 feet.
And...
Gooch.
Go
Gooch
5 feet. Go 5 feet if you have healing word.
Okay. Yep, I do. All right. Well, I'll move up here beside Molly at least. And god damn it, did I close my character? I did. Yeah, so I'll cast Healing Word on Badman, and then that'll be the end of my turn as soon as I can open my character sheet again.
All right. Seymour.
I'm gonna disengage.
You cowardly little turd.
don't even care.
You healed him? He doesn't deserve that.
Hey, the truth must be told.
I was speaking truth, wasn't I?
Now
Yeah,
he's
a
getting it.
newspaper man.
And I'll use my
Ah.
bonus action to move Hex to him. And done.
All right. Here is truth. You fight well, but you will fall. That's an 8.
Eyebrow.
And that's a 14. Oh, it's hot here, isn't it? Getting a little tired.
Starting to think maybe you might need to take a load off there, friend.
Been eating too many carbs. Chirrup, from behind you hear, now I've got you.
God damn it.
That is a 25 to hit for 7 slashing damage,
Yep.
and a 10, which would have been 16 slashing damage. Damn.
This would have
So-
taken me down.
Yeah. So misses for max damage. That takes us to Molly.
It! Will you guys stop dying?
You know, we'd like
Molly,
to.
who's still at full health.
Yeah. Stick in there.
I'm standing back and keeping you alive.
Yeah, like the bosses, not like a proletariat.
Excuse me? I'm literally giving them sustenance. I raised Seymour back from the dead.
She did.
Technically speaking, he was only unconscious.
He was only mostly dead.
Okay, so do I have a healing potion on me at this time? Oh, do you have a healing potion on your belt, Chirrup? One that I can see.
I'm still up. I still have 2 hit points, but I should have 2 potions of healing, yes.
And the Orog behind her is really badly hurt.
I did knock him off a cliff.
Okay,
It was
alright.
hilarious.
You know what? I'm gonna come over
Heal out.
here then, and I'm gonna use my sickle.
A 20 hits for 2 slashing damage. He is very badly injured, but he is still up.
Hands off, you bourgeoisie bastard! End of
I
my
don't
turn.
believe they participate in the economy at all.
Badmay.
Bourgeoisie at heart, they're working for dragons.
Are the wargs dead?
Nope.
Very much no.
Oh god. Okay.
One is pretty badly injured. One
Solve
is
your-
lightly scratched.
Yeah, solve your immediate problem.
Scuttle.
8 does not hit. You're like 2 champions in the 15th round of a fight. And you're just.
The good news is I took away his great axe.
Yep.
The bad news is any damage that he does is going to knock you down.
Yeah, basically.
He has to do max damage with his javelin to do that, though.
Yeah. I'm done.
All right. Julius. You've got a
Um,
snapping warg next to you,
He do.
and Molly has an Orog behind her.
Try and move there.
All right. That is an 18 to hit.
How much?
18 for 12 piercing damage, and give me a strength saving throw.
Jesus, 12?
Yeah, that was a
They
That was
haven't
a
hit
max
that hard
damage.
yet.
that was max damage.
I'm just
And
trying
so-
to save Batman.
Strength save.
15.
You are not prone.
Knocked or not?
Not. You keep your feet.
Alright, do I have a good shot at the one attacking Batman?
You do.
That's what I was on my way to do last round.
Yeah, the orc does not have
Jesus
partial
Christ.
cover.
Oh my god, people. People.
Like 4th or 5th nat 1 this game, like this session.
Is there
The
some-
placement of your spell startles your allies near your target, causing them to drop their guard.
Sorry.
They are able to use their reaction to take an attack of opportunity on one of your allies in melee range.
Oh, that's bullshit, though.
It was an honor serving with you.
Well, I
A
would like
9
to
doesn't hit.
complain
Oh
again
my
about the
God.
Nat Zero crit tables.
We're like, we're like two people who don't know how to fight who are just lightly slapping at each other at this
Can
point.
I please have my axe back? I'm no good without it.
Use the axe. Swing the axe.
I'm half tempted to swing the axe because
Yeah.
it would just be funny.
All
Get
right.
the axe back? Okay.
This Orog is going to leap at you, Maximilian. That is a 23 to hit for 13 piercing damage.
Oh
And I
my
need a strength
God.
saving throw, please.
Straight through. 22.
Yeah, they roll 2d6. You are not knocked prone. This one is going to leap at you as well. That is a 15, which does not hit. Mr. Orc. With his... Yeah, he is just going to roar and try and stab you with his javelin. That is a 24 to hit for 5 piercing damage. And then he is going to move around there. Maximilian.
Okay. These wargs are starting to grate at me here, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm hitting the oh god, yeah, I'll hit I didn't say who I was gonna hit, did I?
Nope, you said the wargs were pissing you off, but you didn't say who you were
I'll
targeting.
go for the warg. I'll go for the warg up here.
All right. Are you dropping a smite?
No.
All right.
I'm saving the smite for the boss. Sorry.
Yeah, that warg howls and drops to the ground.
Okay.
Shut up.
Oh, sorry. Bonus action really isn't going to help you here. All right, yeah, that's fine.
You could try a shield bash.
I could try a shield bash. All right, I will shield bash the warg in front of me. And my shield bash is not, in fact, where the hell's my athletics? 12.
15.
Okay. I was trying to push him back 5 feet. But that's
All right. Yep, no effect. Shut up. You and Molly have an Orog on you.
Okay.
He's badly hurt.
Stab him with a rapier.
13 does not hit.
Yeah.
Scrapes off of his plate armor.
Not gonna risk moving. I'm staying where I am.
All right, Seymour.
All right. Bad news. The one next to Maximilian. The orc thingy, whatever his name is.
Orog. Yep.
Oh, it's only a 13.
Does not hit.
Boo.
Any movement, any
And-
bonus action?
It's clear to there. Move there and 1d6 healing to chirp.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I am out of healing lights for the day.
Orog, first swing on Molly. That is a 19 to hit for 15 slashing damage. Second attack on Chirrup. 16 to hit for 9 slashing damage.
On me?
Yep.
I'm down.
Other one swinging at Maximilian. 15 does not hit. 13 does not hit. Takes us to Molly.
Chirp, are you down?
I am
I'm
unconscious.
down.
I'm
Yeah.
on death saving throws.
All right, I'll use my action to grab one of her healing potions and bring her back up.
All right, you feed a healing potion. Roll 2d4 plus 2. And back to Badme.
Okay, this is getting ridiculous. I am going to hopefully have this worked out properly. I am going to, as a free action, go, "What's that?" And then launch a firebolt at the closest warg.
Okay.
That's a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
Okay! So that's 6 damage to the warg, and I am on fire.
You catch fire. Purple flames wreath you.
And then, just because I can, I'm going to circle around. Actually, no, I'm going to circle around to there. And, yeah.
All right. Julius.
I'm going to let this drama continue to unfold down over there. And instead... How hurt is this guy? And how hurt is this guy?
This guy is more injured, but they're both very badly hurt at this point.
Alright.
This guy's under 10 hit points.
Julius is going to take... Yeah, Julius is going to take a pot shot at him.
All right. Hits for 3 fire damage.
3.
Any movement, any bonus action?
Yeah, I will move over to here, over to this body.
All right. The warg is going to attack Maximilian. 23 to hit for 9 piercing damage.
I'm down.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Orc will stab at Badme. That is a critical failure.
What does he roll?
They go to stab. His javelin sticks in the ground and just snaps. And I'm going to say he stumbles into you. Your purple flames just catch fire. And he is going to scream and stumble backwards off the cliff, falling to his death.
Max damage, too!
Maximilian, roll me a death saving throw, please.
I didn't even get to see that. Because that would have been freaking hilarious. Okay, are we doing public death saves or private death saves in this?
Private death saves.
All right. Okay.
All right, shut up. You are prone on the ground, but you are brought back as Molly has fed you a healing potion.
I pop up and I stab this guy in the guts.
Kill him. Kill
God damn
him.
it.
Kill
Does
him.
not hit.
That's it. I'm not risking running away again.
All right. Seymour. These guys are both really badly hurt, but you do have your hex on this guy.
Yeah, Max is down, so I will aim for that one.
That hits. He is barely alive.
And there's nothing I can do to heal Max this round. No. Because I don't want to have to die too.
Yeah. All right. Any movement, any bonus action?
Nope, that's it.
All right, top of the round. He's going to charge to you, Seymour. Stop that. It's real painful. That is a 12 to
Just
hit.
let us go. We could all get out of here. Well, the rest
12
of
to
us.
hit for 14 slashing damage.
12 hits.
Then he will swing on Shutter. That is a 10, which does not hit. The one on Molly. That is an 8. And one more swing on Chirrup. That is an 8, which does not hit. Molly, it is your turn.
So Max is down.
I can get Max.
You can get Max? Okay. So, you know what? I will pop my Channel Divinity. Oh, crap. One sec. I accidentally got locked out. But I'm going to pop my Channel Divinity. 1 second. Take out my hammer and sickle. And both of those guys need to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Anyone else, if there's any other stragglers within 30 feet? And
Not that have weapons. It's just the warg.
Okay.
That is a 5 and a 4.
Alright, the first thing I want to do is tell them to drop their weapons.
They do that as part of the spell.
They both drop their great axes.
And I'm going to tell them to go back to the kobold camp. Because we're getting out of here, right? We're just GTFOing, period.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you can tell them to head back there. You can say your work here is done, and they will...
Yep.
We will go report back. And I will say they and their warg start heading back down towards the camp.
Grab everyone and go. Grab everyone and go. Grab everyone and go.
It's a shame it only lasts 6 seconds.
Well, it lasts until the end of her next turn, right? Or the start of her next turn.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And they get attacked by an owl bear and just pulverized. So I will say we will wrap this up with you are able to collect Maximilian and Seymour, feed them healing potions.
I have my potion that apparently we haven't used, so the elixir fixer gets used.
Thank you.
All right.
Minimum roll.
I'll use the other one that we pop into Max.
Well, I was using it on Max. This is the one I make every dawn. So.
All right. Well, that was.
And Julius, you see this dead human lashed to a tree. Their cloak hangs in tatters. Their armor is torn asunder, and the words "Go home" are carved across his bare chest.
Do I recognize this person in any way?
No, the captives say he was part of the convoy from when they were captured. Beneath you, the smoke and the fighting continues as the sounds of screaming and cheers continue on. You can see off in the distance where you presume the main Claw of Tiamat camp has been razed, and you can actually see flying above it is Regiarix, the black dragon, spraying acid and leveling what is left of the Claws of Tiamat. It is very clear that the Red Hand of Doom, led by Azar Kul, has destroyed the Claws of Tiamat and Jarala the Heretic. Licking your wounds, you and the prisoners make your way out of the encampment here. It takes you a good day or so of travel, constantly looking over your shoulders, wondering if you're going to be hunted, how things are going to go. But you make it back to civilization. You manage to get a rest, and you're all going to level up to level 5.
Yay!
Hooray!
Second level spell slots!
I'm gonna have to
With
remember
that,
Third
I
level
will.
spell slots.
Yeah, you're gonna have to remember to talk to Seymour's dad.
And
sort
with
of
that,
lay,
I will end the stream. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye.